world of Druckenwell, the crew of the Peaceful Intentions has escorted the Foe brothers to a hidden Republic base, only to find themselves trapped between the New Republic's assault and Imperial defenses. Deciding that discretion was the better part of valor, the Peaceful Intentions went to rescue the crew of a crashed Star Destroyer before it sank beneath the waves. Unwilling to choose a side, they left towards the core for the resort world of Spirana, tracking down new leads as to their original cargo run.
You know, I can see it rolling down as each episode starts.
Yep.
I'm
Right,
going
going
to
get taken down for DMCA.
You're just that good, Salute. All right. Well, you just got here, and I already posted this last session, but I'll repost it again for any of you who weren't here. Yeah, you can read it yourself. I read it last time.
Pete,
Anyway.
what's a green box?
Green box? You mean green triangle?
No, it's a green square. Add green square per rank of stalker to all stuff.
You're sure it's not a blue square?
It's blue. You're colorblind. Oh, it's the yellow.
Oh, the yellow highlight. Gotcha.
It's a advantage, or it's a
Yeah. So I said that black square is a setback. Those blue dice are the opposite of those. They're called boost dice.
Boost dice. Yeah. Remember, I told you we could add blues to your check.
Hey, Ruffles, you might just want to highlight the name of the skill instead of the whole skill.
Oh, true.
Anyway, when you arrive at Spirana, in addition to the descriptor that's written there in chat, you also notice a sizable Imperial fleet sitting in orbit above the planet, including 7 Imperial Star Destroyers and a smattering of smaller ships.
Are we talking like Gazantes designed for escort duty and whatnot?
No, not those. It's more like Victory-class Star Destroyers, Venators, some Dreadnought heavy cruisers.
I can just hear the unit dialogue in my head each time you say that. In Star Wars Empire War.
Cool.
Thank you, Under. That makes it a lot cleaner.
Anyway, so where are you going? You've just arrived in orbit.
Divided, did we have trade supplies?
Sorry, I must have been pushing the wrong button. We had already landed at the end of last session because we already sold the trade supplies. We dealt with that at the very end of the session.
That's right, we did, yeah. So in order to have done that, yeah, I mean, you can get into the port in Pampa just fine. The Empire doesn't stop you on the way in. And, yeah, just, like, fill in whatever pretty-looking tropical resort city, Honolulu-type place you can come up with. It looks like that.
We look so incredibly out of place.
Probably do.
Yeah. So as you're in port, you would notice that the place is absolutely crawling with Imperials. Just like most of them are just like regular troops, like low-ranking officers, stormtroopers, Navy crewmen, all of them off duty. But like every bar you find is just filled with Imperials.
Did you say that they were turning this world into a fortress world last week?
No, that was Milagro. That was the other place
Milagro.
The New Republic attacked. You actually jumped past there on your way here. But anyway, if you are going to be docking in Pampa, it's 25 credits to do that. Which I forgot to make you pay all of those other times you docked last session. So you're welcome.
Okay.
That's I think
about
that's like what 100 credits total from last session.
Yeah, it's like a fucking paltry amount.
We have 9,600 credits.
All right, so we're going to we're land and then take care. I hate this planet.
We have 9,600.
Yes.
1 second.
This place is disgusting. So happy and free. Ugh.
Oh man, that's a nice amount of money.
We need a Botha tank.
I think I'm all set.
Man, I could pimp out my carbine with all that money.
That's tank. Fuckers get shot a lot.
We can't spend all of it because we need some of it as seed money to buy trade goods when we leave Sperana.
Oh yeah. I wasn't suggesting spending all of it.
Yeah, let me get the book open. I don't actually know how much the back to tank costs.
I don't either. I'm looking it up now.
Yeah, it's in there somewhere.
4.5 thousand or 4,500.
It's in the gear section in the book.
Yeah, I just seen it earlier.
Yeah, 40,000. 4 point.
Or 4,000. Actually, I was incorrect.
It's not 40,000. I know it's not that expensive.
It's
Yeah, it's
4.0K.
4,000. I thought it was 4,500. It's 4,000.
4,000.
Yeah, there
Yeah,
you go.
it's 4,000. We need to pick up one if we have enough.
Yeah, that sounds fine to me.
And mount it into the ship. That's all on the discretion of Divide, so I'm just going to mention that we need it.
Mounting it into the ship would be fairly trivial. I'm assuming you're just getting with one of the ones you lie down in.
Yeah, because we can put it underneath the current medbay bed.
Yeah, or something like that. I mean, how the inside of the ship looks is up to you. You justify it however you want.
The image we were using before.
Yep. Oh yeah, that one I found for you. By the way, the escape pod on this ship, that little the little entryway on the bottom, that thing pops off. That's the escape pod.
Right.
That's why it has a window on the front.
Oh, cool.
Basically like a jump ship.
I mean, it's not designed to be used that way. Like, it's not trivial to reattach.
A one-time use. Once you pull the lever, it doesn't go back on the vest.
Thing.
Yes.
But right now, we're basically using it as storage.
Yep.
You know, kind of wondering.
Hello, AGR.
Hey, JR.
Yeah, I'm still at work. I'm just gonna listen in a bit.
Mhm.
There were two. Actually, there's technically 3 upgrades I'm looking at here, but really just 1 or 2 at the moment.
What?
Looking at those armor upgrades,
I'm gonna do it now.
if it might be possible to acquire those.
Which ones?
Well, I mean, haggling with the party aside, there's the environmental suit integration, fireproof insulation, and impact absorbent padding.
Yeah, none of those are. None of those are restricted. Let me see here. Where the hell did I put them?
Real question
Yeah,
is, how
and
much
you-
money does all that cost?
Well, environmental suit integration is 2,000, fireproof insulation is 800, and impact absorbent padding is 500.
If we're buying
Yep.
back the tank,
one-
we can't afford that and still have enough for trade goods.
The environmental suit integration basically turns your armor into a spacesuit. That's all it does.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's not all it does. But
Still.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying buy all of it at once, just
Things you would like.
yeah, there is one other upgrade I'm looking at currently, and it's the foregrip, which is just 250.
Hmm.
Which just reduces the difficulty of making an attack while I'm engaged, which is kind of useful given my ranged build.
I am leaning towards getting us the back to tank at Sperana because it's only 4K.
Yeah, half the money for something that's a consistent, usable item.
Yeah, and for some reason our guys keep getting shot up.
That's fair.
Weird.
it's happening to you.
Oh, really, dude.
So is there any checks or anything we need to make for that, or can we just buy it? And call it?
Not for that. That's above board. You
Okay.
can buy that.
Yeah, so we'll just buy back to tank.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's mounted in the.
Yeah, and we'll just have
It's
it
in
mounted
there.
in your med bay.
Yeah, all right, cool.
Would we also be able to acquire a foregrip for a blaster carbine?
So I wouldn't normally make you roll for. Actually, no. Let me think about this.
I don't know how to put one in, so.
You know, there's enough Imperials in port that, and that's like the kind of thing a civilian can legally own, even in a nice place like this. So yeah, I can say you can just buy that.
Yeah, I have no problem with it.
That's just 250.
Mhm.
All right.
What's the difficulty of applying it?
No, it's just an attachment.
All right.
You can just slap it on there. It takes up a hard point, though.
Yep.
Oh, that's actually a good point. Does the Bacta tank take up any hard points on our ship?
If you want to mount it on the ship, it takes up 1 hard point.
On the ship or in the ship? Because I want it in the ship.
I mean, if you mount it outside the ship, it still takes up a hard point.
Why would we want to mount it outside the ship? That doesn't make any sense.
I think he was just being funny.
I was just being funny because he said if we want to mount it on the ship, it costs a hard point, implying that if we put it in the ship, it doesn't.
I meant
Put it on top,
on the,
next to the radar.
I meant on the ship in the traditional sense of, like, a seagoing vessel. As in, like, on board.
Right, and I was thinking more like, on a weapon nacelle.
Yeah, no, you can... I mean, if you remove one of your weapons, you can have a Bacta tank there instead. And then when they're fully healed, you can shoot them at the enemy.
No, let's not. No.
It makes, like, a microwave sound and pops them out.
I was thinking ODST from Halo. The freaking
Load 'em
rocket
in the
pods they
rocket-
launch them in.
Yeah.
And fire them out.
Or, yeah, anyway, you can buy that and install it.
Okay.
Yeah. It's basically just a table, so I'm not going to say it costs anything to install. You just have to pay for it.
Okay.
And... Alright, is there anything else we're doing?
Looking for a pilot.
I don't know.
Yeah, we should probably go to the bar and see, given all these Imperials and stuff around here, see if there's any good contract pilots, since ours seems to have jumped ship.
Yeah, you're not sure what happened to them.
They joined the rebels.
Yeah, they joined the rebels.
There we
Makes
go.
sense, you were
Yeah.
just with the rebels, and that's kind of in character for CC.
Alright, yeah, so you can... I mean, you go around looking for, like, a bar that is not totally overrun with, like, Navy crewmen. And eventually you do manage to find one, and this is just sort of like the place where all of the sort of holdovers are. We're just sort of making their way through the system. This is not the kind of place that would be frequented by any of the wealthy people who come here to enjoy the resorts. And yeah, Nevin, you're there, and
Very sad and very drunk.
very sad and very drunk. I don't know if Sleuth is here, but there might also be a certain droid in this bar as well.
He's trying to cheer me up, maybe.
Yeah, apparently they serve their kind here.
We don't serve your
Wait.
kind here.
Sleuth, is it that same droid?
Is Burger here? He hasn't.
I
he
don't
hasn't-
think he's here.
Okay. I was going to say, if it's what I think it is, it'll be pretty easy to spot.
All right, we'll
I
hold
just
on
kind of
to that then.
schmooze at the bar, just kind of, making it known that I'm looking to hire a pilot.
You see me sit up taller in my chair and kind of look over at you.
He's typing.
Burger's typing.
Let us await this message with bated breath.
Okay.
All right, while we wait for Sleuth to compose his fucking magnum opus over there. Oh, there we go.
Wait, is that a boarding ramp in the back of our ship?
Well, what did you think we did? Climb out the top?
The cargo doesn't go in through the bottom. That would be very inconvenient.
Yeah. See, no. The way when I first saw this, I interpreted it is that the cargo goes to what is actually the escape life raft, and then brought up into the ship.
No.
Yeah, I just noticed
It goes up the rear ramp.
Yeah, I just noticed that for the first time.
Who did?
Hello.
Ah,
Hello.
David is here.
Hey, Den.
Yeah, so... Yeah, I assume they kind of point out Nevin is looking for work.
Ooh.
Yep, probably. And I kind of perked up and looked over at you when I heard you speaking about looking for a pilot. But I didn't approach you because...
Yeah, I'll just walk
I'd
over
be
and
drunk.
sit down at your table. Hi, friend. How's it going?
Well, fuck.
What are you?
Duro.
Ooh,
The green skin, red eyes,
They're blue.
tall.
Actually, no, I think they can be green as well. Yeah. Yep. Never mind.
Yeah, green skin,
Twi'lek.
blue red eyes. What is that? Hang on.
It's the guy with the head tentacles.
and beside him is his
The
truck.
pair of
and
head tentacles.
I am a chick. A miserable.
What is it again?
chick.
Sorry.
A Twi'lek.
Oh, T. I thought it was a K.
Yeah, there's
Okay, those things. Yeah, okay. Jabba the Hutt's buddy.
yeah. Devadi's a Twi'lek. Brinsk is a Mandalorian human. AGR is a Chiss. Aiden's an Alina. Tenorok is a Chiss.
Well, I was a pilot, and then the Imperials shut down our operation, so they kind of cut me. So I got stuck
You're
here.
a pilot.
I'm not good in the atmosphere, but I can plot a hyperspace jump pretty quick. And I know a thing or two about making stuff disappear.
Always a valuable skill, so long as you can find it again.
Indeed.
Let's do what we need to do and get off this miserable rock.
What brings you to this miserable rock? Because I got stuck here, and I would happily leave for free.
Well, we're doing a bit of a cargo company at the moment, and yeah, we had doing some trading here and there. Had a shipment go bad on us though, and so we're tracing down the origins of it for. Well, let's just say that the people who originally gave us this contract were not entirely upfront about it. And I wish to give them a piece of my mind. As I'm sure my compatriots do, though they may decide to also give them pieces of something else.
Well, I'm not very good in a fight, but like I said, I can pilot just fine.
Well, if you can pilot just fine, and you don't mind hanging around a fairly ragtag group of people, hopping stars to make some coin, you're welcome aboard.
I do like to make a good coin. Credits are the language to speak, and everybody speaks the language of credits.
Yeah, and we got people on board for when that type of negotiation breaks down. Because they decidedly speak the other universal language.
Ah, the good old boom pew.
Yeah, our comrades are kind of aggressive.
Fluent in laser.
Yeah, they're very fluent. in laser.
Fluent in langer. Yeah, that's a good one.
Raytax smacks his sword into the bar table.
Brinks will just nod.
I put
Well,
the
I'm kind of
fire
drunk,
in
so
firepower.
I lean back a little bit scared and look at him like, hi.
I guess whole crew sort of wandered up when I was doing this.
But then also, Burger. I'm assuming Burger is going to be part of my previous smuggling crew, and he's just kind of along for the ride with me since he's an android.
Yeah, sure. I think.
Droid.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to intro his character for him, but since he's not here, it is a droid. I think it's like a sort of floating sphere type droid. I'm not sure exactly what purpose it serves, but that's what it is.
Oh,
I don't know his
man.
name,
I
otherwise
just
I'd
hit the
introduce
wrong
him.
button.
You didn't actually do anything. Don't worry. Just yeah, there you go.
Wow, we got a lot of light side this session.
Did Ruffles roll?
What do I roll?
Money D space R.
He means dollar sign.
That's more like it.
Yeah, so Destiny points, Ruffles. We can flip a light side over to the dark side, and during any check, we can upgrade our side of it.
That is not the only way you can use them as well. You can also use them for like more abstract stuff, depending on the situation.
Certain abilities also use them.
And that too.
Okay. So when it comes up, you guys will be able to explain
however,
it. But I'm just
can-
curious, why did I roll?
Because at the beginning of the session, everybody rolls a force die, and the result of that creates the initial pool of destiny points, light and dark.
Yeah.
Because they
the flip
okay,
side,
so that
they flip
that
over.
all
Oh,
those
really?
are added together.
Yeah, they're like Othello discs. There's a light side and a dark side. You just flip them over.
yeah.
Okay, so all of that is a combined of all of our destiny points. It's not just individual.
Right.
Yeah, and if the
Gotcha,
entire
okay,
thing,
that's what I was misunderstanding. Okay, I'm good now. Yep.
Yep. And if you make the entire thing light, you achieve true Jedi status.
Yeah, sure. That's gonna happen with this party.
I think our record has been ending the session with 2 light side points remaining.
Yeah.
Because we burned through them
Okay.
like mad.
All right, so
Alright.
Met Pilot, me good to join.
Great.
Yeah.
Bring along your
Burger.
droid friend too.
Perfect. Yep, my little mechanical ball floating around. That's my friend, kind of. He just stuck with me.
Actually,
I'm not
I think it
gonna
might be a
judge.
probe droid.
Yeah, or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
it's some kind of larger than a remote.
but if you're all right with, and we're still sitting at the table, I figure I'll add this. It's like if you're all right with working on the wrong side of the law, I probably could get you in contact with some of them.
Something to keep in mind.
Wonderful.
Alright. Yeah, so it sounds like you link up at the bar and find yourself a new pilot.
Indeed.
And what else?
Well, I think now we need to go track down the origin of that shipment, the whole reason we came to Sperana.
Yes, you would still have the shipping label.
Indeed. We have tracked...
This one.
Yes. We should go to the commercial yard south, dock 14.
You can go there. It's not hard to find your way there. Actually, it's probably not far from where you parked either. Especially if you were
Makes
coming
sense.
into port to do trade at the commercial yard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you can go to the commercial yard, and I mean it is fairly busy. Like the resort, the resorts here require a lot to keep running. And there is a there's sort of like a little concierge with a clerk here that you can talk to. They are wearing an Imperial uniform.
All right, yeah. I'll walk up to them.
They're sitting behind their desk. It's like sort of a middle, well, not quite middle-aged, but like 40s human woman.
All right, yeah. And, I'll just go up. Is it a woman, you said?
Yep.
Yeah, I go up and I'm like, all right. Excuse me, I've got an issue with a shipment we picked up here. I'm hoping you can help me.
Right? Do you have the tracking number?
Right here. And I, just like give her the tracking number.
All right. And what's your relation to this package?
Courier.
Can I see some credentials?
No.
Well, I'm afraid I'm not at liberty to provide you with any information if you can't credential yourself.
We have
The ship we were on that picked up this cargo was destroyed along with the credentials. We managed to make a partial delivery, but we need to get word back to the original shipper. That's what we're trying to track down.
Yeah, that's not true, actually. You do still have documents proving that you were on that ship.
Oh, we do?
Yeah, you were able
Oh.
to salvage them from the computer. remember?
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's right.
Yes, I would.
Yeah.
Then I would hand those over as our bona fides.
Yeah, you can show her those.
No, I didn't know I had those.
Yeah, I think you said, or either I told you that you were able to pull them when you asked.
You probably said
Yeah.
like we grabbed all of our like I said we grabbed our personal belongings, and that would include things like that. But it didn't occur to me that would that was anything that other than the captain.
Yeah, actually, you know what I might have told you is that I probably told you had that saved on your personal data pad, because it makes sense that you would have that. Anyway.
In that case, yes, I would hand over credentials when asked.
Yep. Yeah, she gives it a look over, seems to all check out. She's going through the computer. She's like, oh, that's interesting. Looks like this package was signed for by, oh my god, I can't remember anything.
One of the brothers, the Crow brothers.
Looks like this package you picked up was signed for by Commander Soren Brandt. Must have been something important, I take it.
Quick question about the rank. Is that a naval rank or?
That is a naval rank.
Okay. And when you say signed for it, like he's the one who picked it up?
No, he's the one who authorized the sale. He is the commanding officer of the local garrison on this planet.
Indeed.
The Imperial garrison, where? Here?
On this planet.
Interesting.
Okay. Do you happen to have contact info for him so we can contact him about the shipment on file?
Well, I mean, I can send him a report. I don't know when he'll see that though.
I mean, it's more we're just tying up loose ends on our way back since there was a problem with the shipment and we figured we should tell him in case he needs to do other stuff on his side of things.
Right. What exactly was the problem?
The ship we were on carrying the goods got blown up.
That's not good.
Indeed.
I assume shipment was lost?
Yes, shipment was lost.
All right. And then she types into the terminal, shipment lost. All right, I'll let him know.
All right. Given that he's an Imperial officer, if it makes him feel any better, we did manage to kill the pirate eventually. Planet side.
I'm sure he'll be pleased.
Bye.
Indeed. I give her my my comlink contact info and say,
Yep.
If the commander feels the need to reach out about this, I can be reached here.
That's very nice of you, but between you and me, I don't think he'll have a lot of time for that.
I don't know how important the shipment was to him, so I'm just making myself available.
Well, I'm sure if it really is something important, you'll be hearing from him.
I'm sure. You have a good day.
You as well.
And then I walk away.
So he's a Republic spy.
Probably.
Scum. So should we report him to Imperial High Command?
Do you happen to have a contact number for Imperial High Command you can just call? Also, our evidence is entirely circumstantial.
Very true.
I don't want anything to do with the Imperials.
And not to mention self-implicating.
Yeah.
Yeah, we delivered it to the Republic. How do you know that it was well, because we delivered it to them. That's how we
It fell off the back of a starship.
We just happened to pick it up. No, you're right. That was
the worst kind of self-implication.
There's a reason I told her that the shipment was lost.
I mean, you did lose the shipment.
We did lose the vast majority of the shipment.
So what are we exactly going to do then?
We should look up geneticists. Is there like a white pages for Sperana We can just look up who's local for geneticists.
So that would be the HoloNet, but you wouldn't even in the technologically advanced world of Star Wars, that kind of study is still considered pretty advanced. It's not like you can just look up somebody who does that.
So there's no, Sperana Institute of Genealogy or something that's, a renowned, facility here.
Not really. So Sperana is basically just a resort planet. Like, there's only one major settlement on it, which is Pampa, which is just a bunch of resorts and all of the stuff that supports
if you
it.
need
And then that's it.
geneticists, the best place to go for geneticists in the Star Wars universe is Camino.
Well, the Arcadians are also pretty good.
That's true.
Yeah. Camino.
I would say look up on the HoloNet. Look up research papers and stuff that are published relating to genetics, and then see if any of those that publish them might be local.
That's a really good idea.
Good idea. Yeah, that is a really good idea.
I have my moments.
We do the thing.
Okay.
Did you hear what I said?
I heard what you said.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, so for something advanced like that, that is going to be. Let's see, just to try and find anything at all like that would be difficulty 4 knowledge education.
Okay. Well, you don't want me making that check.
Actually, wouldn't that be something in the doctor's wheelhouse anyway?
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
He is pretty learned.
What do you know?
Yeah, what do you know?
You should know. You're the one that would know.
I mean, yeah, the doctor would be the only one that would know something about genetics and shit. I guess. I mean.
All right, so I guess you're running the search.
You're searching the interwebs, the holowebs for the. We're just looking for research documents and published papers.
What am I rolling? Intelligence, education, what?
Yep, knowledge education, difficulty 4.
Difficulty 4. Okay, I'm gonna roll a dark side point. That's cool with everybody.
Yeah, you use a light side point.
Also, do we give unskilled assistance? Like, we're just, trolling through?
Yeah, I'll give him unskilled assistance, just, helping him, collate all the Google results.
Yeah, sure. There isn't really Google and Star
So
Wars.
unskilled assistance getting.
I'm assuming we went back to the ship for this search?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to go up and familiarize myself with the cockpit and shit while you're doing this then.
Mm-hmm. If he's doing that, you might want to send him a copy of the ship's character sheet.
Oh, yeah.
He said cock.
Yeah, because, we're all bad pilots, so we did things like, the yoke is inverted and things like that.
Yeah, so basically I'm going and fixing all of the fucked up shit so it actually works correctly.
Yeah, he's inspecting.
Take me a good hour or two, probably.
There you go. There's the peaceful intentions.
Alright, I'll save that right away.
What is the difficulty, GM?
Difficulty is 4.
I didn't write down the back to tank on it, though, just so you know.
Okay. I will add
4?
that. I'll try to keep track of the
4.
ship so you don't have to keep track of everything.
I don't mind keeping track of the ship because I'm also keeping track of the cargo on it for things like our trading.
Yeah, no, the cargo and stuff, but the ship, I'll make it my baby, and then the cargo and stuff you can be in charge of. But the back to tank, that stuff, modifications, I'll try to keep track of the ship weapons and stuff like that as we change them.
Yeah, so I just made a save with it because I already had it written down.
Yeah, we can go over that a different day. Or did you resend a new one?
Yeah, I uploaded
He
a new
did.
one.
All right. Yeah. So you are able to find, Sorry about that. Yeah, you're able to find some published information on it. It's all pretty technical, nothing that would be of immediate use to what you're trying to figure out. But you know that all of these sources that you're able to find were published from the Imperial Academy of Science on Coruscant.
I relay that information to Dottie with regret.
Right. So all the information is on Coruscant, is what you're saying.
Yeah, we have to. Yeah,
On
Imperial Science
Coruscant.
Academy.
I mean, if you wanted to, you could have. So the way the HoloNet works is that each planet has its own HoloNet that has a limited amount of information on it. But there is also sort of like a library system functionality where you can have materials requisitioned from the HoloNets of other planets, including Coruscant, which has a really big HoloNet with lots of stuff in it. So if you're like, you can find a like a catalog of stuff and have some of that sent over, but you're not sure how useful it would be, especially if you yourself are not like an expert on genealogy.
I'm really not. The doctor's not geneticist yet.
It's more we have all this we have this genetic code here, and we kind of want someone to tell us what it is so that we can figure out how to sell it.
I mean, I'll say this: from what you were able to find, I mean, the genomes of all major sentient species have been sequenced at this point, and if you were really to go through and just like check it against those, you would be able to confirm that it's not just like the genetic code of some guy.
Would be able to at least tell his species and.
Yeah, or rather, you can tell that it's not any species that appears in the materials you found.
What?
Wait, what?
Well, you know that this is not the genetic code of like a Duro or a human or something.
Oh, all the ones we have on file is not one of.
Yeah, well, like I said, all major sentient species have had their genome sequenced, and if you were to go through and check it against those, you could figure out that it's not the genetic code from any of those.
Any documented race.
Any documented race, yeah.
There's some undocumented races out there. A few.
It's also possible it's not.
Terrifying.
It's also possible that it's not actually genetic code and that it's just steganography, hiding a different message inside of genetic code to make it look like it's genetic code.
Oh, that's not. Yeah, that's. We need a linguist for that, or a
We need a
code
code
breaker.
breaker. We need a cryptographer for that.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about that.
For a second, I thought you guys were going to suggest going back to Coruscant.
I mean, it's
What's
not
wrong
off
with
the
going to
table.
Coruscant?
I hate to go to Coruscant. Coruscant
Other than
right
I'm
now
wanted
is
there.
there's a dispute going on in Coruscant between a few of the rival Imperial factions trying to take control.
And they've had some power issues lately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Things in Coruscant are not great right now.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't worry about it. It was just in the news.
I don't answer questions.
That's where left from. He does not really wish to go back there. Being under both.
So this planet seems to be a dead end for you guys.
Unless you got any skills to code breaking.
I mean, I know a thing or two about computers, but I've never done any practicing on them.
Perhaps this K-10 droid.
How about your droid?
I don't understand him half the time. So
Beep
you'd have
boop.
to ask him. Oh, he beep booped. Are you here now? You all good, Burger?
Yeah.
Oh,
all right.
Perfect.
So
Sleuth, just describe your character.
So it is pretty much an interrogation droid, except all of the tools of the trade have mostly been swapped out for loudspeakers, strobe lights, and it has been painted purple.
You're a rave droid?
He appears
Quite
to be some
literally.
kind of like droid disco ball.
but he can drop a sick beat. Trust me, guys.
Mhm.
No longer will the in-flight be quiet and boring. We'll always have the tunes pumping.
Beep boop wub dub.
It's like sampled crying baby on an airplane noises.
So, I actually don't know what he's all good at. We only met on our last run, and then, well, our boss kind of got ganked. And then the Imperials showed up here, so we kind of just hid out in plain sight. Like, I was on my last couple of credits, so I'm kind of glad I met you guys. That was me nudging you to kind of go, can you do code breaking or nah?
What skill is code breaking?
I think it'd just be computer.
Yeah, in this case it would be computers.
Beep boop.
Is that a yes beep or a no beep?
What's the difficulty for this?
The difficulty would be difficulty 10 computers.
10?
Or,
10?
sorry, I read the 10 in your name and it replaced the 4 that I was trying to say. Difficulty 4 computers.
And
Yeah,
it's like
there's.
2 reds, isn't it? Good God.
I don't think you can even go to 10. I don't think you can go above 8. Or, no, you can go to 10, yeah.
I know a thing or two about computers. I could give them a hand, but I don't know anything about code breaking, so it would just be basic input data that I'd be helping them with. I'm proficient, or I have a career in computers, whatever that means. Is that equivalent to proficiencies, I'm assuming?
No.
Yes, if you have a dot in it, it's a yes.
Well, you need a rank. It's not. Having it be a career
okay.
skill does not mean anything.
Okay. Okay.
Career skills are cheaper to buy. It does not replace the ranks.
Yes.
Gotcha. So I have no rank in it, but I could be good at it. Gotcha.
It's computers with 1 unskilled assistance.
Sure.
And do I have anything else to throw at this?
Probably a light side point.
Yeah, you can spin a light side point too, yeah.
Alright. I will spin a light side point. And that's another bonus.
It's an upgrade.
It's an upgrade.
One of my greens turns into a yellow.
Yep.
Blue. And difficulty 4.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it doesn't take you super long because you're a brilliant computer. But you're reasonably confident, given your the full extent of your knowledge in cryptography. You're confident that this genetic code does not have any it doesn't have any non-genetic code embedded in it.
No hidden ciphers popped up on your search results.
As far as you can tell, this is not a cipher.
Beep boop.
So it is a genetic code.
Good thing we're on the ship and we can use the computer to translate his beeps.
I understand him half the time.
Master Braytax curious what kinds of beep noises it'll make after he hits it with its sword.
I mean, if it's something that's not a known genetic marker, then
I was gonna say the only thing I could think would be to run the genetic code against the genetic code database, not like looking for a DNA match, but looking for a similarity, like wolves and dogs.
Yeah,
seeing what the genetic code would be closest to.
Yeah, that was
we
sort
already
of
kind of do that.
That was sort of what you did to try and the research that you found would have enabled you to do that. There are databases that you could check it against using I don't know,
the Dr. Tenorok's check.
Yeah,
he would have done something similar to that to see what genetics it is made up of. Okay,
yeah.
So we
If it's
did
not
match
unknown and the closest similarity.
Yeah, there's been enough research done into genetics that there are databases you can go to where you just plug in code that you might have collected from whatever kind of instrument you might have. Yeah, a sample, and then it looks at it and it's like, oh, this is similar to this, or oh, this matches this sample, but nothing came up when you did that.
So it was not similar to anything in the known database. Okay.
Yes.
That actually is scary because There's
Yeah,
some things that are unknown that are the reason they're unknown is because nobody can get close to them.
Well, it's a big galaxy. You could
it's also
fill
possible
up.
it's some microbe and it's a super virus or something.
It's true too. We need a geneticist to look at it.
So besides Coruscant, is there any other big research places we could go to that would have genetics?
Genetics. I'm literally just looking at the
Like
map
what about
here.
those guys from the movies that made like the original Clone Army?
You know,
The Kaminoans.
Camino. That's Camino. That's yeah.
Where are they?
Outer
Stand
Rim.
by. I have to look at the
Yeah.
wiki. Let's see here.
damn it, I forgot to pick up milk.
We haven't left the planet yet.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
that's
pick
the
up some blue
planet
milk.
they were called.
I was just gonna say, can I run to the market and pick up some blue milk, Pete?
You can go to the market and pick up some blue milk here.
How much would that cost me?
Well, you do have to pay. If you go to the lifestyle table, that's covered there. That includes
Okay.
however much blue milk your lifestyle affords. God, I'm not fucking reading all of this.
Fortunately, we do have supplies on the ship for normal day-to-day stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, we do have a like a kitchen ship.
Yeah, I have a couple rations in my kit too, so I could probably just put them in the ship since we're most likely going to be returning to the ship on a regular basis.
We've been pretty much living out of the ship. It's a
Yeah,
comfortable ship. We got a nice ship.
or
We have a
without,
really
So I
nice-
can
without
just drop
yeah,
my 2 rations and throw them into the ship's ship stores.
I think
or
you
no?
get your own room being the pilot.
I imagine so. But anyway, without going into a ton of detail or doing a deep dive on the wiki into exactly what's going on Camino at this point, I would say that if you're anxious to go to Coruscant, you should be even more anxious about going to Camino.
Oh yeah. In canon, the Empire destroyed it or attacked it. After
Yeah.
the clone. Yeah.
Camino was used to make the clone armies that the Republic used to win the war with the Separatists. And
Yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't
Didn't
completely
they
destroyed, but
outlet
it would be
the
leveled
animals
in
destroyed?
shambles.
Right. Okay.
I mean,
Yeah,
that depends on which canon we're going with.
well, more
True.
importantly, it's also under like heavy protection by the Empire to stop opportunistic people from just going through there looking for cloning equipment.
Like us.
Yes.
People
So the
like
Emperor,
us.
Yeah, but in terms of places aside from Coruscant, other Ecumenopoli would be a good start. Like,
Is there any Communopoli?
Like
no.
Terrace?
I don't even want to think about that. Maybe? I mean, the important thing is, like, if you're looking for a genealogist and not just, like, a place that might have more information.
If this is unusual, we'll probably need an actual geneticist to figure out what it is.
now,
Probably.
Terrace would have one on it because it has been bombed and rebuilt and struck with that rat ghoul disease that ran through the planet.
So, what you
and
would
it was
know...
bombed again.
Yeah. What you would know is that under the New Order, all research into genetic type stuff has sort of been funneled into just like the Empire's military structure.
Did any outliers come up in that skill check for the research documents? Was there anybody that's not a part of the Empire?
I mean, there were papers published from private institutions as well.
Yeah. Yeah, so look for somebody along those lines that wouldn't be, under the Empire's control, that we might be able to get to the planet they're on without too much interference from the Empire.
Yeah, well, what I'm saying is that at this point the Empire controls a lot of higher education. So anybody who's going to have a ton of expertise in genetics probably had to go through an Imperial Academy to get that. Unless they're old or something.
that's what I mean. Like older research papers, maybe we could find a guy. That's basically what I'm looking for.
Yeah,
That's what
no,
my original.
Yeah, it's a good question.
That was what my original look for research papers and see if any of the guys are local. They might have retired here.
The other alternative is there a imperial equivalent of I forget the name of the fort, but U.S. Aramid.
The name of the what now?
The
FOIA?
no
DARPA?
U.S. Amreed. Amreed. Where is that based out of? Oh no, it's actually just called U.S. Amreed. It's the DoD's lead laboratory for medical biological defense research.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it would. Yeah, it would make sense that there might be some other institutes for the study of that. But like, I mean, you would know that the Empire is very interested in biological knowledge and just really all kinds of high-level scientific knowledge in general.
But if you're an interstellar empire, rule 1 is you don't conduct that type of research on a cumulopoli. You don't do warfare research on populated planets.
Oh, of course not. But they would also not publish where they do that.
Really, they wouldn't?
I mean, if they're doing something where they're probably going to create something dangerous, yeah, they don't want people.
Right, the actual test planets. No, I'm talking about the lab itself. You'd want to have a public face because that's where like your vaccine research, your disease research, all that's coming through there.
The Empire does like its black sites.
Yeah, and that's what I was asking: is there like a public,
to that side
like
of
an
things?
imperial base that's dedicated to like biodefense or vaccine development, disease research, that type of thing?
So
it would be well known. That's what I'm getting at. It would be like U.S. Amreed. It would be fairly well known.
Yeah, the thing is that would probably just be like a lot of these like large imperial institutions that are in highly populated areas. They're not like they're not having these big institutions that do lots of important research out in the same place where they're doing like their field experimentation.
Right, but they're all on Coruscant, is what you're saying?
Yeah, where they're on other places that are also heavily populated.
Didn't the New Republic person offer to hook us up with someone that might be able to do this?
If we fought on her side in the fight.
That was like in a very vague sense as well. I think what she said was she might be able to.
Yeah, there's no guarantees. We might be able to maybe hook you up with somebody who might know something about this.
Yeah, the Empire would definitely have way more resources for something like this.
So my concern right now is that this is the genetic code to a bioweapon. And it was just handed over to the New Republic.
Oh, they wouldn't use it.
I just thought of something. Because obviously my character was built for this specific fucking thing. Would there be any underworld contacts that I might know that are well known for genetics in the underworld?
That's a pretty specific thing.
Yeah, so they would be rather well known. Because it's a very niche job.
Well, more like... I don't think they would be super well known in the underworld, though. That's more like the kind of thing that you have to be very in deep to be clued in on.
There is one other option. We could go to this commander and tell him straight up that we found this genetic code in this package and that we have some concerns and we would like to know what it is.
That sounds fun.
Problem is, if it is something squirrely, he's either going to lie and or have us killed.
Right. So I think you guys have been doing like a fair bit of research and looking into this. I think that would have probably taken you a few hours, just like sitting around on the ship doing this.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, well, you should all you should do the thing for. Actually, no, it wouldn't have been a full day yet. It's only been a few hours. Let me think about this here.
So what are we doing?
So after those few hours go by, Daddy, you get a Did you just give him? Did you just give him your comlink number, or did you give him like the means to contact the ship?
I gave him
or the clerk rather.
I gave them my comlink number.
Okay. Yeah, then in that case you would get a ring on your comlink number.
I answer it.
Yep. And so you gotta come up with a voice. Fuck.
When in doubt, Russian.
No, I'm not doing that. Fuck that.
When in doubt, Hank Hill.
How's this, Mr. Devati?
It is. Who's this?
Oh my god, why can't I remember the names of my NPCs?
Megalith.
This is Lieutenant Jack Arcus Tassiel of the Imperial Navy. I understand you recently submitted a report of a stolen package to our clerk in Papa.
Indeed, I did.
Right, I'd like to meet with you to discuss that a little further.
Certainly. Where would you like to meet? And when?
Well, I have an office at the shit. What would it be? If you want to come down to the Navy station, and then he would tell you where the Navy station is.
Okay.
I have an office there. You can just ask for me. They'll if you give them your name, I'll have you down on one of my appointments.
I'm back.
That sounds great. I have some cohorts of mine that were also witnesses to this. Should I bring them along?
Sure.
Excellent. When is this meeting?
Well, you can just drop by. I'm at the office.
Okay. We'll make our way over. See you soon.
Does the pilot stay with the ship?
Pilot stays with the ship. I have a long-range comlink on a completely different number that I can call a ship on.
Oh God! If you would have played two sessions ago, man.
Yeah. We might be calling you in for close air support and hot rescue.
Yep. That's what I kind of was thinking. Like, if this doesn't go well, it would be better to have the ship with guns able to come assist.
Yes, and
we're speaking to the commander.
We were speaking to a lieutenant who is probably serving under the commander. They asked us to come down to the Navy station. They want to talk to us about the lost shipment.
I'm assuming K-10 is going to stay with me on the ship as like co-pilot, kind of.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's up to him.
I don't know if Sleuth is here, but
beep boop.
There we go.
I mean, yeah, it's up to him, I guess. He isn't a
quote-unquote
witness.
Yes.
Yeah, and I would say, however, the crew tends to get shot a lot, so I have to go.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Having the two of us on the ship so that way we can do anything on the inside of the ship, having two people, and then if you guys need close air support, we can swoop in and go pew pew, drop the deck or drop the ramp. You guys can all jump on and we can zoom off the planet.
So do you guys want me to stay or come?
No, you go, idiot. You're the tank. We need you.
Go just in case it goes south. I was gonna say everybody but K-10 and myself, I think, is going.
Okay. Does K-10 have gunnery?
Beep boop. No.
You should have took ship gun.
I got 3 yellow in it, or 3 green in it, so I'm
right. But it takes multiple people to fire all the guns. You'll be
piloting.
The
pilot can operate one of the weapons, but it's better for other people.
Right. We have 3 guns on the ship, so you can operate one of them from the pilot station.
Okay. I'm
What else?
assuming the medium laser.
We should leave someone who has gunnery behind just in case. So who has gunnery?
I
Does
do.
anybody?
Okay, then. Okay, if Aiden has it, then he can stay behind. With
Yeah,
his
Aiden
gun.
can stay.
Aiden's gunnery is probably better than my gunnery.
Okay, then Aiden, do you mind
Yellow
staying on the
yellow
ship then in
thing.
case shit goes sideways and we need some close air support?
I mean, we're all walking into an Imperial base, so we might need a quick getaway.
Yeah.
That's
I
the
mean,
whole idea.
this could very easily be a trap. Or not. You know, it's one of those things where you can't really know going in until we get there.
Oh, Pete,
Hmm?
would I be able to set up like one of those I forget what Underdark called it last week, but what we used to be able to contact the Star Destroyer through the signal jamming?
Oh, you mean the yeah, it's like a laser flash thing.
Oh, the point-to-point laser
Oh
comms?
yeah.
Yeah, well, you need to actually be like in
You
direct
need line of sight
to
for
use
that.
Okay, good to know.
Let's say, Devontae, before you leave, take this, and I hand you a homing beacon. That way I can find you guys much quicker.
Ooh.
Ooh, okay, sure.
Yep. And it just says attaches to target, so I'm assuming he can just have it turned on in his bag.
He can just have it turned down in his bag.
I put it in my shoe.
Perfect.
How big is it?
It doesn't clarify. It just says
Um,
attaches to target, relays real-time location data up to 200 kilometers.
Is it
You've
small?
all seen Attack of the Clones.
Yep.
No.
So in Attack of the Clones, there's like a little sort of yeah, it's like a little hockey puck that I think Obi-Wan slaps onto Boba Fett's.
He quite literally
the size of the palm of your
throws it to
hand.
the-
Yes.
Yeah, he frisbee throws at the top of the slave one.
Yeah.
So
It's
a
a
bit
hockey
big to
puck
fit in
that
my-
transmits locations.
Right, but it's a bit big to fit in my shoe, is what I'm saying. I
It might
can't
be a
I
little
can't
big to
pull a
fit
cold
your shoe.
finger on this.
Yeah, you can keep it on your person, probably hidden if you wanted to, but
Vest
not in your
pocket.
shoe. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just keep it in my vest pocket next to like the comm links and all that.
Yep.
So I got 3 of them.
It's
Well, 4 if
got
you
a
count the long range.
bag full of cell phones.
It has 1. All right, the signal blocking bag has 1 comm link in it.
His vest got
I've got the
several
comm link
pockets.
that I gave the
out.
imps to, and then I've got 1 that's clean, and then I've got the
All right,
long
so
range one.
You have the homing beacon. Yeah, I'll just throw this in chat.
Yep.
That's what is in the page.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just write that down.
Oh yeah, that was. I think I wrote that when I was like still giving a shit about
it's
actual
actually
linear distances. Whatever.
Excellent.
Yeah.
2 plain
200
hot
kilometer
dogs and a
sphere.
chocolate shake.
Yeah, I'm assuming 200 kilometer sphere. It can
Yeah.
track pretty much anywhere.
Yeah, and if we're walking there, I doubt it's 200 kilometers away, so we'll be fine.
Probably not. That would be a long walk.
Might have to rent a shuttle. But anyway, that makes it easier to find you guys if shit does hit the fan. That way I can scoop in really quick and I don't have to sit there and try figuring out exactly where you are.
Okay.
Like I'd be able to pinpoint you inside of a building and blow a wall out.
Hopefully it doesn't come to that.
Aw.
Yeah, so
I mean, yeah.
Me, Brenks, Tenorok, Braytek, we go to the Navy Yard.
Yeah, you can. I mean, that's pretty much what this is. It's a plot that doesn't really have. This place is not meant to hold all of these Imperials, clearly. So the little Navy station that it does have is like very small by comparison. However, there are like a lot of various Imperial personnel milling around here, just due to the unprecedentedly huge naval presence here.
Okay.
But yeah, you can go in. You can give the guy at the front desk you can tell him that you have an appointment with Marcus Tassiel, and he would be able to verify that.
Okay.
However, you can't bring weapons in here. It is a Navy station.
Devati, Weapons are part of my religion.
There are some cultural issues with that.
We're afraid your religion will have to stay outside, sir.
All right, let's go, guys. And we leave. As we're leaving, I'm going to use the comlink to call Lieutenant What's-His-Face.
Yeah, you can call him. And he picks up.
So we got a slight issue here. Some of my crew have a cultural requirement to carry weapons at all times. Your Navy station has rules against that. Would you be willing to meet us outside the Navy station?
I think I understand. Why don't we... Oh, wait, no, I give him a Hank Hill voice. I think I understand. Why don't we can move this along a little. Me and some of the boys are getting together for noon lunch at the Palisade tomorrow. Why don't you stop by and we can do things a little more informally?
Works for me. We'll see you at the Palisade tomorrow at lunch.
All right.
Return to the ship.
And then we return to the ship.
I say you can just keep that homing beacon. That'll come in handy for that particular
Yeah.
setup.
But we still have like half a day to kill, right?
Yep.
Okay, so ship-wise, this is a major port, right?
Not really.
No?
Yeah, I don't... If you... yeah, it's basically... Let's see, the planet holds no great natural resources, attracts little trade, and is of negligible strategic value.
So the fuel cell cost, this is considered a small?
Check here.
Where is that in the handbook?
That
Second
is
to
in the
last
Starship Rules section.
Last page.
This would be considered medium, actually, because it does. A lot of people do come through here just only for the resorts.
Yeah, we're still pretty full on fuel, so I think we'll hold off till we get to a larger place.
Yep.
But supplies are available, right?
Yep.
All right. Well, we can top up on supplies at least.
Real quick, while we're doing that, what go over the lifestyle real quick. So if I wanted to buy one, blue milk, I have 20 credits left in my bag. How much blue milk can I buy for 20 credits?
So the amount doesn't matter unless you're trying to buy in bulk so that you can sell it somewhere else. But if you look at the lifestyle table, assuming you're doing even the modest lifestyle, you could get some blue milk. So if you're spending 5 credits a day, you can have some blue milk.
Yeah. Basically, how we've been doing it is on the ship can hold a certain amount of supplies.
Yep.
And I've been basically giving everybody comfortable living styles on the ship. We've been eating well. The ship is well accoutramented. And so we're basically burning through 2 supplies a day. So 10 credits a day.
With a comfortable lifestyle, you can have a blue milkshake. And if you want to go extravagant, you can have a blue souffle.
I just wanted to have some on the ship as like a treat. So just regular blue milk.
That is no issue to have.
Hey guys, apparently blue milk is produced by banthas. You can also produce an alcoholic beverage out of it called dark blue milk.
Dark blue.
I believe we have some of that on here too, because you and Braytac probably hit the liquor. Braytac especially.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a liquor cabinet in the captain's quarters.
Yeah, they're just drinking Blue Russians nonstop.
Blue Russians. Like it. All right, so I spend my 20 credits on a bit of blue milk.
Sure, and I'll pay for people's lifestyle and resupplying the ship for tonight. Which leaves us with some money that we can buy trade goods. We should fill up the ship with trade goods, but in case we have to make a quick getaway, and at least this way we have some.
It is smart.
So let's see here. I need to make a negotiation check to buy bulk trade goods.
Yep, difficulty 3 here. And the rarity modifier on this planet is 0.
Could I help him at all with that, with being the smuggler?
Yeah, you could, I mean, it's negotiation, which I think he is probably better at than you, but you can give him unskilled assistance.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have some knowledge of the world's resources.
Okay, so unskilled assistance and difficulty 3?
Difficulty 3. All right, and then you know what to do with that.
Yep. Yeah, I'm just calculating it. So let's see. 1 success, 2 advantages. So that is equivalent of 4 successes. Increase. So we're at 45 credits per encumbrance. Which is actually more than we have.
More than you have room for?
More than we have money for.
Ah, nice.
Nothing wrong with having a little extra room in the ship.
Nope.
Rather have a little extra room in your wallet, though.
Yep, that's true. That'll happen.
Mm-hmm. So yes, we buy like 5,200 credits worth of trade goods.
Yep, and Sperana is a +0 world.
Yep.
Apparently, the milk that we see consumed in episode 8 is in fact green milk.
I was just thinking about that.
I now hate that film even more.
He went vegan.
He went for green milk instead of blue milk.
Actually, no, it's not vegan either. It still comes from an animal. It's just worse.
Even worse. It's eco-friendly.
All right,
Okay.
so we're spending the afternoon trading and picking up blue milk and blue alcohol.
Dark blue milk.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Dark blue plastered.
Dark blue milk plus.
The
yeah,
darkest,
and I think
bluest milk.
Unless you guys got other things you want to do, we will wait till tomorrow.
Beep boop.
I've reasonably familiarized myself with the cockpit. I think I could turn in.
Alright, well, at that point, the day would be over, so you should subtract the appropriate resources or money to for your lifestyle, and also 25 credits for docking for the next day.
Okay, I can do the 25 credits for that. I already took into account the supplies.
Yep.
Yeah, so we wait for the next day.
Alright. The next day comes.
And then when lunch goes around, the group of us heads to this palisade.
Okay. Are you looking up the place?
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah, so...
I guess I would do that the night before, technically.
Yeah, you probably would. So the Palisade that he was alluding to appears to be the Palestinian Resort, which is a resort that was built on Sperana, but not in Pampa. It was built on an island out away from the city to try and outcompete property values, but it never really took off and has now been abandoned for years.
Okay.
So,
probably,
abandoned resort.
yeah, so we should take the ship out there.
Oh, this is awesome.
So while they're going to be at this meeting, I'm just going to be looking on whatever network this planet has to see if the star charts and hyperspace lanes are up to date on the ship.
Yeah, you'd be able to verify that pretty easily, and they are.
All right.
But yeah, so when you guys do leave to head out there, I think it's about an hour away by starship.
Guess I don't need to make any checks for that.
No, you're just flying over land. Or over sea, rather.
Yep.
Okay. As we're approaching, I would ask Nevin if there's any other ships in the area.
Do I see anything on the scanners?
Not on the scanner. Actually, no, think about this. Yeah, you would. So let me describe the place where you're going first, and then we'll answer that question. So the island that the Palisade Resort sits on is this. It's not a huge island, but it's like fairly large. Like it would take you a couple hours, like to get across the whole thing one end to the other. The entire place is like covered in thick jungle, and there's some hilly parts towards the middle as well. You can clearly see the Palisade off to one side, and as you get close, you can see, we'll say, 2 other ships that are. None of them are parked like in the actual resort part. They appear to both be parked in the jungle, sort of a ways away. You can't actually see them from above through the canopy.
They're hidden, or attempting to be hidden.
That's what you'd think.
Kick-Chat, is there any unusual radio traffic?
I will look through what I can to find any radio traffic.
What you can find that's not encrypted would be, and I assume you're not looking at like commercial radio that's just like a place.
Specifically, I want to know what transmissions are coming from that island we're heading to.
If you want to know that, the answer is none.
Are there any radio communications between the 2 ships? Is there any?
Not that you're picking up.
Okay. I'm assuming we're doing all of that passively. We're not actively scanning.
Yeah, no, you can do that passively.
Right, yeah. It's, like I said, we're listening into radio. Like, if they're broadcasting, I want to know.
Yep.
As far as you can tell, this whole island is totally dead radio-wise.
Do we have any sort of life science capability detection?
I don't think so. That's a thing you'd have to buy.
As we get closer, are we able to verify that our radio is still in? Like, can we access the HoloNet and all that stuff?
You can still access the HoloNet, and you can.
We're not being jammed. Is what I'm saying.
You're not being jammed. The reason I talked about other radio frequencies is because you could still hear general Imperial chatter of logistics coming from the fleet in orbit above you. You just don't hear anything coming from this island.
Right. Yeah. If they were setting up a trap with coordinating, say, an orbital strike on us the minute we land, that would involve radio comms to elsewhere. So.
Yeah. Unless they're doing something to hide their communications completely without jamming you, and you don't know how they would do that, then no.
Right, and I know of ways to do that, but not my character would.
Is it the laser thing again?
Yes, actually, that's a very secure method for transmitting stuff. Also,
laser pulses, you can't even see them.
Yeah. Also, there are ways to do directed radio signals.
Yes.
Wave guides and things like that. Anyway, that's digression. Is there an actual landing pad still viable there?
There is an actual landing pad still viable at the resort. It's a little overgrown, but you think you could fit your ship in there.
How
Go ahead.
If we have to get going real quick, would it be better to be on the landing pad or in the jungle with the other ships?
The jungle is further away, and you'd have to go through the jungle to get there, if that answers your question.
Oh, yes. The other question is it actually against the law to come here? Should we be hiding?
You don't think you're trespassing. It's not really clear who owns this, it's just kind of abandoned.
Okay, but we won't automatically be breaking any laws just by landing in an abandoned facility.
No.
Okay.
From the scans, what were the 2 ships that we did pick up? Could we tell their make and model? From their silhouette, could we make out what they were?
No, because you can't actually see them. You can detect 2 ships.
The scanner would be reasonable enough to be able to differentiate between metal and wood, to be able to give a reasonable silhouette of what the ship should look like.
That's true, actually. You think they're about the same size as you, meaning they're both silhouette 4.
Okay, but they don't seem to be an Imperial design?
No, you think they are Imperial.
Okay, so I didn't know if our ship was Imperial. You were comparing it.
Your ship is not Imperial. They are.
Okay.
They're the same size, so different model.
Gotcha. So we can confirm that they are Imperial modeled ships. They're roughly the same size as our ship.
Yes, you can confirm that they are Imperial ships, and they're about the same size as yours.
I have to ask, how big is this island?
That was going to ask when Underdark was asking about trespassing. Could we get
Well-
a reasonable map?
There
Or
isn't a
nah?
map.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't think to come up with something like that.
I mean, so here, I guess the reason
Was
I asked
that
about the
Dance Monkey?
size of the
yeah, it was
the
Dance
map
Monkey.
is
Sorry.
predominantly one of like, well, if it's a big enough island, it can support large predator flora or fauna.
You don't think it's quite that big? It's
And to follow up to that, does this planet have any known native or transplanted species? Like, do we need to worry about coming across pygmy rancor in these woods? That type of shit.
not that you've heard of. And to be a little more specific about the size of this island, you think if you wanted to walk all the way from one end to the other, it would take you 2 hours. It's depending on how well you could get through the jungle. It's sort of like oblong in shape, and the resort is at one end.
Okay, so it's not terribly big.
No, it's
So
not.
it's maybe like 12 by 12 miles.
Yeah, maybe. I don't have a good scale for that sort of thing. It's why I didn't give you a hard number.
Yeah, it's fine. We know it's a smallish island.
Mm.
We also know that from that size, it's unlikely to be able to support really large fauna.
Yeah.
Which is good. There's all kinds of horrors out in the universe.
12
Yep.
miles.
So
Heathen.
yeah, I think we just land at the landing pad then. There's no reason to hide.
Yep.
Yeah, you can land at the landing pad, and you're in the midst of. There are like these towers that were put up for the resort. It looks mostly finished, but it's all crumbling and being overgrown by vines and trees and whatnot.
Yep, they spare
Okay,
no
what can I
expense.
What can I see on the scanner now that we're closer to the resort? Can we see hot bodies inside or no?
No, you don't get that on your scanners.
Our scanners
well, we
aren't
gotta
that
upgrade the
detailed.
scanners.
This is a cargo
Yeah.
ship.
Yep.
We gotta upgrade our scanners.
Yeah, so I think we land, and I mean, Nevin and K10. I guess if you guys want to come, you can, but otherwise, you can stay on the ship.
I would say keep the same plan as before.
I'm actually going to
Myself.
tag along out here.
Yeah, myself and Aiden at least can stay with. I don't know if he wants to go, he can go, but having a gunner would be handy if things do go south. Because remember, there are 2 ships that were hidden, or at least attempting to hide. Because if they weren't going to hide, they would have just parked on the landing pad, I'm assuming. So that's up to Aiden, if you're around, if you want to make your choice. I'm typically going to stay with the ship, though. Unless it's like negotiation stuff or smuggling stuff. And this is neither.
Fine.
This is intrigue. Go ahead.
We said that I'd stay on the ship the last time.
Okay.
I worked the gunnery, so probably stay the same.
Okay.
All right.
It's up to you.
Robot's going with, though, so you guys will have your code breaker with you. Then I think that's settled. Myself and Aiden will remain behind. The entire party else will go ashore.
I think we disembark.
All right. Yeah, so all of these resort towers are sort of clustered together, and there's like some small outbuildings around them. But from the air, you would have seen in the middle of those towers, there's sort of a extended courtyard area that faces out towards the sea in one direction.
Okay, and it looks like the obvious park to have a picnic in type thing.
Yeah.
All right, let's head there.
Before we head over, Brinks would like to grappling hook up to a high vantage point.
Sure. I mean, you're not in a huge hurry, so how high are you going exactly?
Enough to get a good overview of the area.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this: how many stories up do
Go
you want to make?
body and keep the divide and break
My
up.
options.
Well, this courtyard is surrounded by resort towers that go up for many stories.
Oh, down. Okay, this
How
is
many?
way bigger than I was thinking.
How many stories?
How many? I would say about 20.
Yeah, 2025.
Not huge,
if it's
but-
like if it's a sprawling resort, like if it's more wide than it is tall. I've seen some
Okay.
tall resorts.
Yeah,
this isn't an
yeah,
island.
that's I had a very different visual in my head. Never mind on that.
Yeah, you're in like the hotel part of the resort. They just built a big tower. So, how many floors up do you want to be?
Just scratch that.
Oh, you don't want to be?
Yeah, no. I was picturing a different type of tower.
Mhm.
More lighthouse, less Eiffel.
Oh, yeah.
Not even Eiffel. It's more so like beachfront
More like
hotel.
Hilton.
Like, yeah. Well, I'm. It's 8.3. Wait. Oh, boosted. I was like, wait, this is too big. Like that.
Right.
Yeah, like that kind of building.
Yeah. So you would be fine to go and get a vantage point. You'd be able to see. You just have to go through rooms and stuff to get to different parts of it.
Yep.
Actually, yeah, I'd like to do that near the area that we are. Wait, no, shit, I don't have a ranged weapon with that kind of range. Just never mind.
Alright, so you're just gonna go in on the ground?
Yeah, I'll take point.
Okay. So it sounds like you're walking sort of into the middle area of all these buildings.
Yeah, look, the obvious spot to meet people to have lunch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I mean, there's like a little passage where you can go. You're sort of going under one of the buildings, or rather, just like through it on the ground floor. There's like a little passageway that they've opened up so that you can get into the courtyard. Yeah, you can go through there, and I don't know if you. Yeah, well, you wouldn't have seen these guys before because they're just individual people standing out here.
Mm-hmm.
But now you can see that, yes, there are people waiting here.
What do they look like?
They all appear to be in Imperial officer uniforms. There's, we'll say 8 of them.
Okay. So they're not visibly heavily armed.
No.
Unlike us.
Yeah.
Okay. Is one of them wearing lieutenant markers?
That would be difficult to tell at this distance. They're still across the courtyard from you.
Okay. I mean, I would just start walking towards them.
Yeah, if you get closer, then you would be able to tell that, yes, one of them is a lieutenant.
Okay. What are the others?
Bigger or smaller?
Probably smaller. I could open up the wiki, but I don't want to.
Okay, so lesser ranks.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're still officers. You think these officers serve in more of a technical role rather than a command role.
Got it.
Yep.
Does that include lieutenant in the technical role?
No.
Okay.
Lieutenants typically have, well, I guess it, actually, fuck, I don't know, but...
He's not.
Yeah.
I think Branks is going to say this over his helmet comms, but is anybody else getting most dangerous game vibes right now?
I reply back.
Yeah.
Sure. Except we have close air support.
Beep boop.
I mean, I'm waiting on the band to start playing the Rings of Casimir. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, as we approached, can I see any good sniper positions on us?
I mean, you're surrounded by tall buildings.
I'd like to be looking around. I trust Devati to see what's ahead. I'm going to look around. Keep my eyes on the buildings, that type of thing.
Okay. Are you looking for people up there?
Yes.
All right. Yeah, there's a lot of places there could be hiding here, so we'll say difficulty 4 perception.
Perception.
Additionally, it is bright out, and similar to the building in that picture, actually, these rooms have glass fronts, so a lot of them are shielded from you by glare.
At midday?
Yeah. I mean, it's bright out here.
Well, I mean, any planet midday is sun in the high orbit.
The sun's in high orbit, but you're far away enough from the equator that it still, like, shines at enough of an angle to, yeah.
Yeah. Spring
no.
versus fall, the way the Earth tilts, etc.
Yeah, if, let me scroll up here.
Do you guys mind if I spend a light side?
Good.
So you can use both the dark and the light, and then it just subtracts from that total?
Yeah. So, like, you
Gotcha.
use a dark side, so it flipped a dark point over to a light point. We used a light side, so it flipped a light back over to a dark.
Yeah, but you can only do one each per check.
Gotcha. So you can just sit there and flip back and forth indefinitely.
Yeah, although that's kind of what we end up doing anyway.
Throughout the session, yes. On a given check, no.
Alright, so let's see. Yellow, green, green, right?
Yep, against purple, purple, red. Or purple, 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 red, excuse me.
If only Aiden was within 5 feet of me.
What is Aiden useful for?
I
that.
heighten the senses of those around me.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, people are just on their guard when he's nearby. For some reason. Yeah, the glare is too bad. You can't. I mean, there are definitely many apartments that don't have anybody in them, but there's a bunch of them that you're not sure about. And anyway, you're not entirely confident in your assessment of the area.
Alright.
Okay.
Branks is gonna be on edge.
Like this is like if you haven't figured it out, this has been reading like prime trap to everybody. So
Yeah.
we're all kind of on edge here.
Yep. But anyway,
Oh, yeah.
you approach this group of people here.
Yeah, and when I get into polite conversation range, I greet the lieutenant.
It's like, you. Should I get into a Hank Hill here? Hold on a second.
God dang it, Bobby.
Just say sell propane and propane accessories. You'll transition into it instantly.
Dang it, Bobby. Oh, Devati, I see you made it here.
Indeed, I did.
Ooh, sorry for making you come all this. Yeah, it is a nice day out today. Sorry for making you come all this way out here just for security and all. You know, lots of prying ears and Papa.
Oh, I understand completely. It's not a problem.
Ooh. Anyway, the reason I called you out here is I think we might be able to help each other. Though, why don't you tell me what your interest in Soren Brandt is first?
Who? This is me out of character. Who?
Soren Brandt is the commander who signed for your package.
Ah. Well, we in order to make some credits, we were doing some freelance cargo missions, and we picked up a package apparently from him from here to take to another planet. Unfortunately, en route, our ship was attacked and unfortunately destroyed by a pirate. We managed to get to our escape pods, but alas, could not fit all the cargo in them. So the cargo was lost, and we were simply reporting back that, the ship was destroyed, the cargo lost. Though we were able on planet side to track the pirate down and remediate that particular problem. Unfortunately, he doesn't bring your cargo back.
It's what was the cargo, by the way?
Was listed as medical supplies.
What do you mean was listed as?
Well, unfortunately, it contained, obvious medical supplies, and also a few other random odds and ends, including a man encased in carbonite. But they were willing to pay, so we took it. Nothing in there seemed illegal.
Yeah, he sort of like blows air out the side of his mouth when he hears you mention the man frozen in carbonite. Well, and you said you got that package from Commander Brandt.
No, we picked it up from the commercial dock here. I didn't know Commander Brandt had been the one to order it until this morning.
Yep.
That's why we were talking to your clerk.
Did you actually mention in the first place that it was Commander Brandt that you got it from, or did you not mention that?
He brought him up first.
Oh, okay. I couldn't actually remember if you had said
Your
that or not.
clerk told me. So this is out of character. The
Yeah.
clerk told us, that it was Commander Brandt who signed for it. Oh, it must have been someone important.
Yes.
And that's when I said, okay, well, make sure you give Commander Brandt our contact info in case he has any questions. And then the lieutenant contacted us about setting this up. But in this meeting, he's the first one to bring up Commander Brandt.
Yeah, so that was not intentional. I couldn't actually remember like a second ago if you had mentioned him or not, and I thought you had.
If the information was passed along with the comm link, he would have that.
Yeah, and then, well, anyway, you told him that the package was signed for by Commander Brandt.
I said it was released by. Signed for implies it was delivered to him, but yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess that makes sense. Well, that's even stranger.
Let me guess. Commander Brandt was off-world at the time.
No, Commander Brandt mostly sticks around here now that he's got his cushy job running the garrison on a resort planet.
Suppose there are worse postings.
Oh, there are definitely worse postings, and this one is highly sought after, you might say. He's done pretty well for himself.
Good for him.
Little too well, you might even say.
What's funny is I didn't catch what... You don't work for Commander Brandt, do you?
I do actually work under Commander Brandt.
I'm sure he outranks you, but I'm thinking you don't report to him solely in your chain of command. Is that correct?
Not at present, not while the fleet's here.
So what exactly is it you think he's into?
Well, me and my associates here have borne witness to several things that he and a couple of the other high-ranking officers in the fleet that are here now have been up to, shall we say. That's why we came here to discuss this, for the sake of secrecy.
Indeed. Good thinking on your part.
Ooh.
I guess the question is, are we talking run-of-the-mill, just, he's like running, smuggling type stuff here? Is he working for, against Imperial interests, shall we say?
Well, if he just had a few of his fingers in a couple dirty pies, that would be one thing. But I think we may have caught him in the middle of something big here. Me and my colleagues have witnessed several high-ranking officers within the fleet meeting with officials from the banking clans who have ties to the Pentastar alignment. I believe the reason that this entire fleet has gathered here at Sparana is that Command is planning to defect and go over to Artis Kane. I also believe that Commander Brandt is involved in this.
Those are some pretty serious accusations, especially coming from, no offense intended, somewhat of a lower rank, such as yourself.
Yes, well,
In fact, I
As
would
you,
say that making these kind of accusations seems almost like it would be dangerous to you. No wonder you wanted the security of meeting out here.
It would be very dangerous for me to discuss this anywhere near the Imperial Navy Station or in Papa at all. The only thing keeping us safe out here is this place's reputation.
I just raised an eyebrow, to encourage him to continue on. Is what do you mean by reputation?
Well, what I mean is that the Empire can absolutely see that we're out here. We're not exactly hidden, but as might occur to you, this place is often used for smuggling. So, given the reputation, they probably think I'm just here to buy drugs from you. To which they'll turn a blind eye.
Makes sense to me. We're exactly the kind of people that you would be meeting for that, too.
Well, anyway, you may recall I said that I think we might be able to help each other.
Indeed. What's your proposition?
Before he tells you what that is, Devati lives like a pretty comfortable lifestyle, yeah? He dresses nicely?
Yes, he lives comfortably.
Yeah, and he's got several of his own armed escorts.
He does. He also flies a nice ship. They would have seen it coming in.
He would have seen that. Alright. Well, here's the scoop. 2 days from now, Brant is hosting a private excursion aboard a hover yacht he's rented from the resorts. All of Pantha's wealthiest guests are going to be there, as well as some high-ranking officers we've been monitoring. I can get you into his little shindig under the cover as one of these people he might be inclined to schmooze with. And once you're in there, you'll be able to collect the dirt on Commander Brant.
I see. Well, I remember you said we'd be able to help each other, so that's how we help you. How are you exactly helping us in this?
Well, to be honest, I had kind of assumed you were going to be willing to do it just out of the, goodness of your hearts, given that this guy's a traitor to the Empire, as far as I'm concerned.
Helping you turn in traitors. That's not a problem. The problem is there's several high-ranking Imperial officers. If this thing goes sideways, it's our ass in the wind. We need a bit of cover here.
If it does go sideways, I can at least help you get off planet. As for, and not in the brig of an Imperial Star Destroyer, I mean. As for if this succeeds, it'll certainly help me with my career, and I would be in a position to offer you favors as well.
Is Devati hotcomming this to the ship, or is he close comms? Okay.
Yeah, no, when we walk into a dangerous situation like this, I think all of us just have our comms on.
It's just non-stop ringing. You can't hear anything.
I just think the Skype call.
Each other.
Yeah.
I just think the Skype call ring for the ringtone.
What the hell? Turn that off.
Well, I would be game to have possibly future high-ranking military personnel in our pocket. They don't like me, so.
So nominally, I'm on board. I'm talking to him, the lieutenant now. One last thing, however. I'm somewhat of a suspicious sort, especially when dealing with this cloak and dagger stuff. What proof do you have right now that these men are actually engaged in treason? How do I know you're not just trying to set them up and that you're the one who's been treasonous?
Well, that would be quite the scheme. Unfortunately, the only proof, which is not hard proof, is the good word of several officers whom I trust closely.
There could be an argument that these high-ranking officers are also good officers that could vouch for themselves. do you perhaps have some type of official documentation as to your position in investigating this?
You're asking me to prove my rank?
I'm asking you to prove
your purpose.
Well, no, I'm essentially saying we need his. No, I'm not going to say that. So out of character, I was about to ask him for his bona fides as a spy, but that'd be a bad idea. No, what I tell him is, if enemies of the Empire were trying to cause massive discord within Imperial ranks, targeting several high-ranking officers would be a good way to do it. What? You said you believe them to be committing treason. This obviously is coming from more than just a feeling. So, what brought you to that conclusion? Walk me through your investigation here.
Well,
show me how these guys have been traitors.
Well, I've worked under Commander Brandt for a long time, and he's always been involved in all manner of nefarious stuff. He got to where he is today by taking whatever chance presented itself to him.
Do you have any documentation of that?
He may say that over the comms. I don't repeat it.
If I had any documentation to prove that...
No, you don't hear it. That was me to Devati. You didn't hear that.
Yeah, he didn't hear that. Oh, he didn't hear that?
I didn't repeat it.
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
All right.
Anything I say is not immediately translated to Lieutenant, because I'm not there. I'm saying it to Underdark. Or Devati.
Yeah, you're saying it to a person who doesn't exist.
Yes.
So, Devati, what did you ask him?
I asked him how he knew these guys are traitors. Like walk me. He's asking me essentially to get a bunch of incriminating evidence on these high-ranking officers. And I said that there's only one problem with that. This type of evidence could be used if they're indeed traitors to, clean house. Could also be used if he's a traitor to blackmail them into betraying the Empire. So I was asking him to show me his good intentions. I wanted to know how he knows that these guys are traitors. Walk me through the investigation he's done to date that would lead him to this step being the next one.
Right. If you wanted any kind of evidence as to Commander Brandt's character, he would go on to describe various things that he's witnessed Brandt's involvement in, ranging from like smuggling, corruption, various other kinds of criminal activity, just generally things that would be, rather that you'd think would be frowned upon for an Imperial officer to do, but this guy has apparently used all of that to leverage his, has leveraged all of that to further his career.
Right, but so he's criminal, sure, he's corrupt, absolutely. But there's a big difference between just appropriation and treason.
Well, there
what have you
used to be.
seen that he's been treasonous about? What makes you think he's gone all the way to treason?
I don't believe Commander Brandt would have ever betrayed the Empire before the death of the Emperor, but now everything is a lot shakier. I'm sure he doesn't see it as treason, he just sees that the current Imperial leadership is weak, and he believes that he's preserving the Empire by going over to Artus Kane. There are many who believe that he's a stronger leader than Arasard. I don't happen to agree with that perspective.
So
But that does make what they're doing treason.
So quick out of character, the Artus Kane is on the rebel side.
No, Artus Kane is a breakaway Imperial warlord who left the Empire to start his own mini-empire.
The
Empire has fractured into several different competing splinters off in the Outer Rim.
Okay.
Yeah,
and he's trading and corruption with the trade side of things with this other faction of the original Empire.
Yes.
Yeah, there's the remnant.
Okay.
The
Sorry, I just wanted to
Star
clarify. Clean that up.
Well, there's no remnant yet.
Oh, it's not officially the remnant yet?
Yeah, that doesn't. If you look on the map, it says remnant 40 ABY. We're not there yet.
Ah, yes.
Yep. So what he would attempt to explain to you is that while what Commander Brandt is doing is treason, Commander Brandt himself probably does not see it that way.
Right, he's thinking
Yeah, he was the leader.
bigger, badder, new empire out of this.
Exactly.
That's the way. Okay.
Wait. Devati, did he say when this was going down?
Not yet. I would then say I would nod and be like, okay, I'm on board.
All right.
When's this party?
It's in 2 days. I can get you an invitation to it.
Is this
Assuming you're.
I have no problem going. Is this an official invitation, or is this something I need to worry about showing up as fake?
No, this is a private invitation to a private excursion. He's not hosting it in his capacity as an officer. He's hosting it in a personal capacity.
And you're in charge of I'm sorry, the lieutenant's in charge of the invitations, I'm assuming.
I'm not in charge of it, but I can get you one.
Okay. I guess what I was asking is it a forgery or legitimate?
It wouldn't exactly be a forgery. It's more like, and then he sort of gestures towards you. I imagine you could pass yourself off as a wealthy entrepreneur, perhaps decently well.
Oh yes, I think I can manage to pull that off.
My idea is that if you can pull that off and make yourself into the kind of person that these officers would like to meet with, the rest should be simple.
Indeed, a wealthy, somewhat politically connected trader who, because he's independent, has no problems crossing certain boundaries into certain regions of space, and might have certain political views that align with, say, this Pentastar alignment.
And if nothing else, if you don't trust me, the only way this is going to work is if they attempt to, is if they actually incriminate themselves. If they don't say anything to suggest that they are actually committing treason, then you'll know I've lied to you.
Oh, I just want to make sure all of our eggs are in a row before we start breaking them, you know? But as I said, I
had a character that is a fucking amazing figure of speech.
Our
Sorry,
eggs
continue.
are in a row.
I've got all my ducks in a row. It's like 3 different figures of speech in one. It's like all your ducks in a row, all your eggs in one basket, and you've got to break a few eggs to make an omelet.
We're making the mother of all omelets here, Jack.
Yeah. Sorry, continue.
Yeah, so I tell him, like, yes, no, you know, I'm at least convinced that you're on the side of the Empire here, so I'm all for helping you. And, you know, as you say, yes, this should help your career, and that can help us. You have our contact info for this kind of thing.
Excellent.
So, besides Commander Brandt, who else should I be getting info on?
Any of the other officers at the function will do as well. They're all high-level command within the fleet.
Any chance I'm going to accidentally run into anybody in a similar position to you that I should avoid interfering with?
Unless somebody else is in on this, I wouldn't be worried about that.
Okay.
And then, as he says that, one of the other officers just sort of tugs at his sleeve and starts showing him a data pad. And at the time that this happens, those of you on the ship would notice this as well, which is that there's another vessel approaching you.
Guessing it doesn't appear to be a part of the 2 that are hidden in the woods.
No, this is a now 4th vessel that is coming towards this island. From the sea.
Like from where we came from, mainland?
Yeah, roughly that direction.
Alright. Then I would pass that information on to Devati right away as soon as I see it on the scanners. and let him
Yeah.
know. Ship approaching from the mainland.
Okay.
Around
Profile.
the same time he passes you that info, the oh my god,
Lieutenant?
yeah, the lieutenant would start cursing upon seeing the data pad he's just been shown, and he
I'm guessing
turns
that's
back
not
to
a
you.
friend of yours that's coming.
I was about to ask you if you'd been followed here.
Well, we didn't take any special precautions to avoid being followed. We were much more concerned about landing into an ambush, quite frankly. You guys should probably get going. You have my comm link if you need to contact me. We're going to have a picnic. And should anyone come along, that's all we were doing.
Well, guess we'd best be out of here, boys. And then all the Imperial officers begin shuffling off at a rapid pace.
Rackham. What's the profile of the ship?
So this one is a bit smaller than the other two that you've seen. It's Silhouette 3, which is like the size of
Starfighter.
a starfighter.
Sure, like our ship is parked on a pad. And I actually did bring a ration with me. So we are going to have a picnic here on this beautiful resort that we just decided to get away from the city for a little bit and enjoy the sights.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't
Take
feel like
scenic
paying.
pictures.
All right. Well, as you begin having your picnic, this starfighter approaches closer. And it's sort of coming around in a sweeping arc towards the open part of the big courtyard area between the tower blocks. And eventually it would come into view.
Okay.
Ooh, do we have an image of this starfighter?
Yep, you will in a second.
So, quick question for the ship side of things. Can I get the ship ready to take off without, triggering any noticing from the other ship, or would they notice that I have the engines fired up?
I mean, the first thing they would notice is you moving. I don't think they would be able to tell that you're, unless they have like some kind of enhanced scanner that you don't know about, they wouldn't be able to like notice your engines coming on.
Okay. So I talked to Devati real quick. You want me to fire the engines up?
Yeah, go ahead and turn them on, but don't dust off just yet.
Yep. I'm gonna stay on the ground. Ramps open, but I will be dusting off as soon as you say so. And then I'll turn on the indicator for the Holman beacon so I can see exactly where they are in relation to where I am.
Yep. And this little fighter comes around the side of the building from the perspective of all of you that are in that sort of center area, and it looks like that.
What make of starfighter is that?
Brinks, you'd actually be familiar with this because that is a Mandel Motors Fang fighter.
I knew I saw a familiar design aesthetic.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of wealth bracket does that put this person in?
They're not terribly expensive.
I want one.
They are cool, though.
Oh, I intend to take it.
It is the only ship allowed on Flat Fuck Friday, you're correct.
You know, does anyone feel like we're about to get attacked by a mole ninja?
Well, as you say that, it is going to start firing its lasers at you.
Ah, shit!
All right, yeah, we get to cover, and I'm telling Nevin, it's attacking us. Take off, shoot it down.
So do I.
All right. I will dust off, and well, Aiden's on the gun, so can I get him into a position to be able to shoot at that? I'm assuming we're gonna
You
have
also
some
have
sort of
gun controls on your stick as well. You can control 2 guns total. You have one, and Aiden has the other.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll get on one of the mediums. He can get on the heavy.
Yep, you wouldn't be able to use the third one, though.
Wait, how high up is this thing?
I mean, it's flying low enough to get like a good firing arc on you. It's not, if you're asking if you can grapple onto it, the answer is no.
Close. Close. I was going to ask Tenorok if he can throw me at it. So I can use
And
the
then you
grappling hook on it.
I don't think it was him that you meant to ask. But
Tenorok, the guy who's done weird, spooky space shit and threw a garbage can at some guys?
oh yeah, I wasn't considering that.
Hey, mister, you here?
I thought you were meaning to refer to Braytech, because he's like... I assumed you were asking for a fastball special instead of a force ball special.
I was thinking force ball special, because,
Yeah.
getting more range on that, and I have a grappling hook.
Is Tenrock here?
Mister.
Apparently not. Alright, well, if we're going to do this, we should probably roll initiative. You guys were able to see this coming, so you can roll cool, and this guy will as well.
Okay.
Damn it, not
What do I-
cool.
What
My
do I roll for the
vigilance
ship,
is
or
so
am I
much
rolling
better.
myself? Just in time.
Wow.
We're getting shot at by a little fighter. Well, you guys are getting shot at. I'm comfortable in the ship.
Alright, let's see here.
Oh.
Cool.
Real quick, since I've never done this before, what am I doing?
So
You're... yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Pete. Sorry.
No, you go ahead and explain. I need to make my roll.
Okay. Initiative is either cool if we're expecting combat, or vigilance if we are surprised. It's just a straight skill check, and initiative is essentially ordered by the number of successes that we each roll.
Okay, so I just rolled 2 green.
If that's your cool check, yeah.
Yep. Okay. So, something like that?
Yep.
Cool.
And then typically we've been doing initiative as popcorn initiative, where it's just we act as groups based on this ordering. So, like, one of us has 4 successes, the rest of us have 1 success. If the enemy gets 2 successes, there'll be 1 initiative slot before he goes, and then him, and then the rest of us. But we can change that up, who goes into that first slot every time.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. That's actually kind of
Mister, you
convenient.
here?
Mister.
Okay, I think only 2 of you rolled better than I did. Just,
You rolled?
Yeah. I rolled.
Oh, there it is. Sorry,
Yep.
it
One
blended in
success
with
for
everything.
advantage.
Yeah, no, I rolled right in the middle. Yep, so Devati, you rolled better than I did, and K10 did. So that gives you 2 initial slots before I go, and then the rest of you are going to go after that.
So...
Is this thing in medium range of us?
Yeah, what's the range?
Here, let me just post that. The range... this guy would be at long range. It's his weapons use planetary range because he's in a vehicle. But for you, yeah, it'll be long range.
And then for me in the ship, what range is he?
For you in the ship, he is within close range.
Okay, and I'm assuming short is shorter than close?
No, short is further than close.
Oh, so close is CQB, short is like... Okay.
Close is dogfighting range, short is a little further.
Okay, so he's in range of everything. Gotcha.
Yep, he is in range of...
So I'm thinking we have the guys on the ship go with those first 2 slots.
Yeah, well, so he is... I should say this. He was in range of your... He was in close range with you before he, passed around to the building to start shooting at the party. But after he did that, you can't actually see him, because now he's on the other side of the building. He's on your scope, but you don't have line of sight to him.
Yeah, I'm going to dust off and go straight up with the ship. I'm going to go, not around the building. I'm going to go over the building.
Okay. You have the ship's character sheet out?
Yep. I actually, you can look at my screen share. I've been sharing the entire time. So
Okay.
if you wanted to...
I'm not going to do that, because I have a million things open on my end.
Oh, yeah, no worries.
Alright, let me see here. Where's the cheat sheet?
My... movement and stuff. Oh, is that in the cheat sheet? Let me open that.
Yeah, so when you're in a starship, because you're starting from a standstill, your current speed is 0. The way I handle vehicle speed is a little different from how they do it out of the book, but I will explain as we go. The way it works is that the pilot uses maneuvers during their turn to accelerate or decelerate, and then after they're done doing that, the ship just goes wherever they decided to go at whatever speed it's currently going. Currently, the speed ship is 0, so you would need to use at least 1 accelerate maneuver to increase its speed to 1.
All right, I'm looking for vehicles right now. Oh, Starship and vehicles. There we go. Okay. So speed of 3 means I have 3 maneuvers I can do per.
No. So you, as a player character, you get 1 maneuver for free, and then if you want a second one, you can suffer 2 strain to get a second free maneuver.
Okay.
You can also,
So
if you don't want to do that, you can also downgrade your action to a second maneuver, but no matter what, you only get 2 maneuvers during your turn.
okay, so I can drop my strain down to 10 to take off and then maneuver into position so Aiden can get a shot.
Well, you can do that, and then you'll also still have your action, so you'll be able to shoot as well.
Okay, so basically I'd suffer 2 strain and be able to get into position to shoot at it with both guns.
Yep, that would get you up to speed 1, and then after that you could move the ship around to get an arc on them.
Okay, that's what I'm going to do then. So yeah, I'm going to strain myself a little bit and get into position to be able to shoot it down.
Mm-hmm. That's
All right, and then for the
wait, hold on a
combat
second.
roll,
You're just using 1 maneuver to go from 0 to 1, and then what are you doing with your other maneuver?
getting in position to be able to shoot at it.
No, so you don't spend maneuvers to actually move the ship. The ship does that on its own. You only spend maneuvers to accelerate or decelerate.
Oh, okay. So I
Yeah,
would accelerate.
Yeah, that's in conflict with how the book does it, but the way the book does it is stupid.
Okay, so basically I could use the 1 maneuver to get to acceleration to be able to move, and then I can move into position, but I'd still be moving. I couldn't stop the ship. I would have to use another maneuver to bring the ship to a stop so that we had a good targeting solution.
I mean, the way it works is that, like, if you're just at speed 1, then you moving the ship around the bend is as far as the ship is going to go that round.
Yeah, like I said,
next round it'll have to go somewhere else, or if you want to go up, that works too.
Yeah, I basically wanted to go straight up so that we could have a targeting solution right away if that was possible.
Yep, you can do that.
Okay. And then I don't need to strain myself to... I don't need to move the ship anymore, so if I'm okay with... If I can tolerate the strain to use a maneuver to slow down so that we're not continuing to move so that we have better targeting, I don't know if that makes a difference or not.
It won't. I mean, it's probably better to stay at speed 1 so that next round you'll be able to go somewhere else. You don't have to keep going in the same direction. The ship is pretty maneuverable.
Okay. So then, yeah, so I'll use that. I'll put my strain back real quick before I forget about that.
Yep.
So yeah, we're just going to go straight up and then take a shot at it.
Yep.
All right. And I have a medium laser, so...
You can use strain to aim?
You can use strain to aim. That's another maneuver.
Okay, then yeah, I'll use that. Thank you, AGR. To help me aim a little bit better.
Yep.
And then for that, I just roll... What do I roll exactly for fire?
For that, you roll gunnery, and then the difficulty against this ship at this distance will be 2 red. Well, actually, the distance doesn't matter, but...
So what does the aiming do then?
Aiming adds a boost die.
Okay, so it would be green, green, blue, red, red?
Yep.
Okay. I'm figuring this out.
Yeah, no, it's, yeah.
And it looks like
Or,
Mr.
well, 3
Didroy
greens.
initiative, he got 3 successes.
Oh, then that's a third-party slot before the GM. Thank you, Under.
Oh, okay. It's good to know before I started doing anything. So that?
Yep, and unfortunately you miss.
Okay. That's fine. Aiden can go.
Yeah, this guy is going pretty fast. He's just a little too maneuverable.
Well, I'm a bit better of a shot, and I don't have to use my maneuver to move, so I can double aim.
You can double aim. Go for it.
You should also burn a
2
white
red.
side point, I think. Make sure you hit.
And he's on the heavy, but I don't think there's much difference.
No, it's DL.
Oh.
Yeah,
well, it means that he'll deal more damage if he hits.
oh, it's written as damage 6.
Or, oh, no, wait, yeah, the heavy just has more range. That's right. Yeah, so it doesn't matter, actually.
Dollar DL?
Yeah.
Dollar DL. Yeah, you hit. So it's 6 damage on that thing?
Stay firm. Correct.
Yep. And there is the table of how you can spend advantages in ship combat if you want to look at that. So that's 6.
Are there any item qualities?
You were muffled for that.
Are there any item qualities?
Item qualities? What does it say next to the weapon?
No,
I don't have.
there's
the
no
weapon.
specials.
Then no. Yeah, let's see. 2 advantages. Where is it? Yeah, vehicle combat. Oh, you can get a free maneuver.
Could give him a black die.
Or you can give him a black die.
I'll give him a black die then.
Alright, you do that. I think that's your turn, and then a third person can go before he does.
Anyone got any AA?
Am I able to get into medium range if I move?
No.
I got nothing.
Let's see here.
You have to move vertically to do that.
What's the range of a grappling hook?
I think it should say. It might just be short range. I can't remember. Grappling hook. Short range, yeah.
Okay. Then, if you guys don't mind, I'll go. That way I can just give you a boost on your turn.
I was gonna ask if there's like a tree I could shimmy. But yeah, that's a better idea.
I mean, there are buildings around you.
So I'm going. I guess I'll go. So generally, when you drop prone, according to that, it adds a black die for your targeted by ranged attacks. Would that also work in this case?
Yes.
Okay. Then I'm going to take 2 maneuvers. First one is to take cover, and second one is to drop prone.
Mm-hmm.
And then as my action, I am going to inspire rhetoric to the people around me. And I need to make a leadership check. Difficulty 2, leadership check.
What do I roll for combat?
Okay, so let's see. Out there is me, Brinks, Tinrock, K10, and Braytac.
What do you need me
We
to
rolled
roll?
cool. We rolled cool.
Yep, roll cool, please.
So all 5 of us get to heal. What do we heal? Shit, I don't remember. Oh nope, we gain a.
Oh
boost.
shit, I hit the wrong thing.
It's alright.
What am I supposed to roll? Oh, it's R.
Okay.
Yep, that doesn't change anything.
Yeah. All right. Oh, we should flip that back over though.
It didn't actually flip one.
Didn't it?
No, it said.
Uses a dark side point, and then it
What did you have before? Oh yeah, you did, didn't? Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Here, I can just flip it back over. It's not a problem.
Yeah, let's do Yeah,
I
there
did.
you go.
All right. So yeah, so the 5 of us all gain a boost die for the next 6 rounds. Or sorry, no, the next leadership, not presence. The next 3 rounds. I will spend a strain to heal my strain. And does anybody else look stressed? Guess not. All right, I'll slap it on the doctor. That's it for me. So it's this guy.
All right. Now it is this guy's turn. And let's see, he just flew. We'll say he flew like right sort of through that little courtyard and then up and over the top, so he could take a bunch of shots at you. But now he's got this other ship trying to bring him down. So let's see. Where is it? Here we go. Okay. We're going to do one of those. And yeah, he is going to wheel around after being shot at by you guys. And he's going to... He manages to like get alongside you a little bit rather than just flying at you head on. And he is going to shoot a missile at you.
I was gonna ask, if I was capable of keeping the nose of the ship towards him.
Yeah, I mean, you control where your fire arcs are, and when he hits you with just like a regular attack, you get to choose the defense zone that it goes into, or when he targets you, rather.
Gotcha.
So your ship has a front and a rear defense zone that have 1 point of shielding each, so that means it's 1 setback on the attack.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would be keeping the nose of the ship towards him no matter what.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter because it only has a front and a rear defense zone, so if he attacks behind you, it's also 1 setback.
Also, he has another setback from the advantages of Aiden's gunnery.
That he does. Oh, let's see here. He's going to aim. And let's see what else. There was 2 setback. And the first... there we go. Okay. Got to do math. And his missile goes wide. However, he generated 7 advantages, which means that now we get to find out how missiles work.
Oh,
Fun.
boy.
Yep. All right, let's see here. Guide 3.
Hello, Governor. We got a person. Is he on the ship too?
We'll leave that up to him. God, where is it? It's in the book. Actions.
The AGR, does Tix have any good gunnery skill or no?
8. High agility, no ranks.
That does make you good with guns. Or gunnery, rather. And, oh my god, is it really not in here?
So you want to stay on the ship and man our 3rd gun?
Yeah, that's
I'm
fine.
only rolling 3 green, so...
Oh, I can beat that.
Yeah, so...
By exactly
anything
1
better
green.
than...
Oh,
Yep.
right, it's in this part of the book, maybe? Or
Yeah, so we'll be shooting all 3 guns at him then at the next... So basically, when this group of combat... When he's done shooting, the next group of our party will go, and then the next round will start, and then we can shuffle?
Right, and then we'll just have all 3 guys on the ship shoot.
Yeah. That's what I was kind of thinking. So he'll be able to go this round after this guy goes. Well, it actually depends on what he rolls.
Okay, you know what?
Cool.
Yeah, whatever. I'm not going to. It's in the book somewhere, but I don't have time to find it. So.
AGR, we rolled cool for initiative.
Okay, and then what else can he use that for?
Do you want me to roll initiative, or do you just want me to drop in at the bottom?
You should roll initiative because if you might give us a fourth slot before he goes.
Yeah, we have
on a round like where it goes.
Yeah, we have 3 in front right now, so a fourth would actually be very beneficial.
Yep, alright, so that takes 3, and then for 4...
There you go.
Behind. I think.
Who are we fighting?
You're
Little
fighting
spaceship.
a ship.
If you scroll up in chat, there's a picture of a little starfighter we're fighting.
We're fighting someone in a very fly fighter.
Hmm.
We're fighting the mall ninja that we pushed off the thing that we thought was dead.
I mean, I suspect it's Small Ninja. Don't quote me on that.
Alright, see, he's going to, in addition to causing this missile to lock onto you, he is also going to pay it forward to himself once. And then he is going to do a pilot-only maneuver to... where is it? That's in the ship combat part. To take evasive actions.
Okay.
Which is going to make it harder to hit him. And that's it for him. And now the rest of you get to go, in whatever order you want.
Alright, I got a question first.
Yeah.
Does Brax have I'm talking to Brax. Brax, do you have a way of hitting that guy?
I don't have a way of dealing damage, but hypothetically, if you were to throw me into the air, I could try to grappling hook on if he's within range after that.
Okay. Never mind.
Inconvenience him at medium range.
Does anybody have to have a way to hit this guy?
None of us have
When he works on planetary distances and we're on personal distances, no.
Yeah, okay.
There is something I should point out.
Doctor can give out drugs, and I was going to boost somebody's stats if they could hit the guy. But since nobody could hit him, I guess I'll take cover then.
I mean, the reason I asked to be thrown up there is I'm going to see if I can try to, like, sabotage his vessel while on his vessel. Like, fuck up a stabilizer or something.
That would be quite something.
For the shot. Oop, wrong one.
Unfortunately for your plans, he seems to have lost interest in you and taken interest in the ship that is now shooting at him.
Which is good for the party on the ground.
It's good for the party on the ground, especially because if he actually hits any of you with his ship weapons, he'll probably kill you instantly.
Question. What are the Imperial guys doing?
They fucked off.
They ran.
Yeah.
We told them to.
To preserve the plan.
Okay.
Those of you on the ship can see the other 2 ships on the island on the scanner. They're still there.
Yeah, it's going to take them a bit to get there.
Probably, yeah, see, I figured there would be some talking beforehand. It wouldn't just be some guy in a starfighter trying to strafe us.
Yeah, I figured it was, I was thinking the same thing you were. It's like, they're going to come check out why the ship is out here by itself.
Swoop in, land, monologue, and fight us?
Yeah!
You weren't expecting him to pull exactly what we would have done?
You weren't expecting him to do something that might work?
No, exactly, yes. He died, so yes, I didn't expect him. I don't expect him to come back. Like, this is some random dude in a starfighter for all we know.
Say, we might have a target. Well, we might have a bounty on our head.
But yeah, I was kind of hoping he would just land, get out, monologue a bit while we're all secretly calling for close air support.
And instead he called in close air support. How high up is he, though, seriously?
He came within long range when he passed over you. However, after his turn went, he flew, like, further away from you than your weapons can reach. If you had something that could shoot to extreme, you might be able to hit him, but yeah.
Can we take the elevator up into the building, up 20 floors, and hit him?
I mean, you think you might be able to hit him if you were on the roof, but he could also just fly higher.
Starship.
You know what?
The other thing I was gonna point out is that there is a damage scaling that goes on between personal and vehicle scale. Now, in the book, it's 10. I've downgraded it to 5. But that still means that in order to do 1 point of damage to him, you have to deal 5 points of damage. And his ship has armor as well. You
So
would
we're
have
just
been able
dealing.
to tell that from shooting.
So what we're literally doing is scuffing his paint.
Yes.
Yeah, let's
What?
get into the building.
Yeah, like I'll just tell you, his ship has effectively has more than 10 soak against personal weapons.
Right. So I think I think we're all just going into cover. Except for AGR, who would get to shoot the ship's guns before the end of the round, since he rolled initiative.
He would. If you guys are just going into cover, and if you want to get full cover by like going into or under the buildings through those passages, you could do that. You would
Those ways.
Yeah.
Unless you guys have an idea of how to deal with something like this, yeah, I think those of us not on the ship just get into cover and wait.
Yeah, if you
Well, do you have
wanna...
anything big enough to knock the building over onto the ship?
No,
then I'm out of ideas.
We did not bring heavy weapons with us. We were expecting personal combat, not having to deal with, with vehicles.
Can I detach one of the light lasers so it drops them on the ground and they can fire it?
That's not how that works.
Worth a shot.
We're
lasers.
Deploying a heavy weapon to the combat zone by dropping it.
They do it like that sometimes. But anyway, okay, so looks like a majority of the party part 2 is going to just take cover.
Except for Zasha.
You want me to blast him? Can I blast him?
You can
blast him.
Can I... I don't do this very much. Can I double aim and then blast him?
You can.
What's
you
the
have
difficulty?
to suffer the 2 strain to do the...
Yeah, that's fine.
The difficulty, because of how special he is and because he's taken evasive maneuvers, will be 2 red and 1 purple.
Let's blast him.
Yeah, you hit him.
Review.
Very.
And that's what's the damage on the weapon you're using? 6?
6 again? Yep, both are 6, one just has more range.
Yeah, they're all 6, I think.
Okay. And, yeah. I don't know what I can do with those advantages. Let me look.
What's the crit rating on your weapon?
3.
Do that.
I do that.
Yeah, roll it. I think you have a thing that affects crits as well, don't you? Or do you not have that anymore?
Yeah, I actually get a +10. I have 1 lethal blows.
That applies to this as well.
Do I need to use the other dice spot, or does this have a D100?
It has a D100. It's $ poly, but just use Bangbot.
Okay, +10. So 54.
Where's the table?
Fearsome wound.
Yeah, somewhere.
You can perform immediate free maneuver. Fire again.
Oh my god, where the fuck is it? Why do I keep scrolling past it?
Page 11 on the cheat sheet.
Oh yeah, there it is. Vehicle critical hits, 54. Component hit. 1 component inoperable until end of round, and I think you roll for that. So, yeah, well, not all of these make sense though.
Do we have different ones? Because for me, 44 falls under tailspin.
54.
54.
Oh, right.
I have a
plus
+10.
It's not shown.
Yeah, you didn't add it in.
All right, guys, I've
7.
disabled his espresso machine.
No, I mean, you don't actually know what you did, but you definitely did something.
All right, so back to the beginning of the roll order.
Not quite. Another thing happens first.
Gotcha.
I do have something that's a bit of a stretch.
What is it?
Is there any mechanic for using my computer skill to hack into the computer on his ship and fuck with his electrical systems?
Yeah, you can do that through comms as long as you have a slicing kit. It's the slice into enemy systems action.
That is the only object I have in my inventory.
Okay, I think you already took your turn though. Oh, and
I
actually,
had
that's
nothing to do on my turn.
Oh, you didn't do anything?
Well, we just said we were running into cover, so
I thought
He was in group 2, so
My
he was
longest
on the ship.
range is personal
No, he's
medium.
not.
negative.
He's not. Oh, okay.
Nope, he did go with.
Oh, okay. Actually, that reminds me. You also have a weapon, don't you?
No. I
No?
got rid of that for the slicer kit.
Oh, okay. You should take that off of your weapon thing then. I thought you did.
Took the name off. I forgot to take the stats off.
Ah, okay.
I do plan on getting it back eventually when I have money for it, though.
Where the hell is the thing? I really ought to know the cheat sheet better by now. Oh, here we go. So let's see. He's silhouette 3, and it's just 1. Or no, you're silhouette 4. Yeah, well, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, he's not on the ship.
Yeah. And let's see. It's 3. Ooh, all right. So you remember how that missile locked onto you?
Yep.
Yeah, well, it comes around and hits you.
Hits who?
It hits you.
Oh.
Yep. So,
tracking.
yep, tracking.
What does that do?
What it does is explode.
Well, I know that, but what am I writing down for? What am I?
Wouldn't it have a
calculating
black
and
die
doing?
from our shields?
No, that was on the initial attack. It's
But
actually,
the shields are still up.
The shields are still up. Yeah, that's a good point. I forgot to roll that. Thank you.
Nuts.
Well, yeah, it does still hit you.
Okay.
And let's see. I gotta look at his thing. Right, and how many points of armor does your ship have?
Armor 2.
2. Okay, yeah, then it doesn't matter.
Does it do enough damage?
No, but this has a property that allows it to ignore armor.
Ah.
Yeah, missiles have the vehicle equivalent of Pierce, which is called Breach.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And let's see. Only 2 successes. So this is going to deal 8 hull trauma threshold to your ship, which ignores armor.
Okay. That hurts.
Yep. In addition to that, because he aimed at you, but he didn't aim in the way that gets you boost dice. He aimed in the way that where you target a specific part of the ship to try and disable it.
All right.
And he didn't generate any advantages. So, how should I handle this? This is like he just barely succeeded at what he was trying to do. And you realize now that what he was trying to do is blow up your engines and make you crash.
And
he did hit you, and the engines appear to be damaged. I'm gonna say, yeah, the engines are damaged. However, they're not so severely damaged that you think they're not destroyed. You think they could be fixed. But as for what happens right now, is the ship's speed is reduced to 0, and it cannot rise from 0.
okay. I'm assuming I'm staying aloft with retro thrusters then? I'm not just going to plummet to the ground?
Yeah, you're... So the engines...
engines provide the primary thrust, but in atmosphere, ships like this don't have, normal wings, so they typically have some other way of staying aloft.
Well, they have repulsors on them that allow them to float.
Yep.
So
And he obviously can target all of those, so those are still working. I'm assuming I just can't move very quickly anymore.
Yeah, but you're like a sitting duck now.
Yep.
Did I miss something, or was it K10's turn?
Yep. K10 would also get a turn. Oh yeah, because he
asked about slicing in combat.
I'll say, I'm assuming, this real quick, the missile happened at the end of the round?
Yeah.
So K10 shit would have happened before that.
Well, I thought that he was just using his turn to... Oh, well, he wanted to do something else, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Then I'm sorry I did that before you actually took your turn. You can...
Yeah, that's why I was wondering what happened at the end of the round when we brought up K10, and then, I don't know, kind of just seemed to disappear in the middle of the conversation.
Hence my question of, and now back to K10's turn?
Yes, and now back to K10's turn. I'm sorry, I would have let you do that before this happened, but I didn't quite pick up on it. Yeah.
It's fine.
That's why I was like, we were literally going in, K10's turn, and then the missile hits you, and I'm like, from him trying to hack him?
Focus up.
No, like, I heard what K10 was talking about. I didn't realize that he was, like, meaning for it to be his turn. I thought, yeah.
He's not running into the building.
Yeah, okay. He's not running into the building. What are you doing, K10?
I want to just flip the power switch on this guy's engine systems.
Weapon systems.
If he doesn't have engines, he can't navigate for lining up his weapons.
And he crashes.
He's a fighter. He doesn't have a turret.
He might have like pintle mounted to adjust for aiming, but he doesn't likely have any like spinal or belly guns that can 180 flip backwards.
If he had a Star Viper, he would be able to spin his turrets around.
He would lock his S-foils in attack position.
All right. Well, if you want to take the slice enemy systems action, then you can do that.
Computers, difficulty 3. What is my computers?
If you said you were trying to disable his...
I want his engines to just shut down and rely on repulsors at low power, so he just kind of hovers to the ground.
Mm-hmm. All right.
But I don't know how much I'm going to get with this roll.
So normally to do something like that, you would have to get a triumph. But what you can do is you can treat this sort of like an attack. So if you use the second version of the aim maneuver that you would normally use to like target a specific part of something, you can sort of do that, but with your slicing to target a specific system on the ship, I'll say. So if you aim and then slice, then you could maybe disable that if you manage to.
That going to take my maneuvers then?
It would take at least one maneuver to aim. You're not, yeah.
Do I get a bonus if I take a strain for 2 maneuvers to aim?
Yeah. So if you go to the combat page where it says aim 2 maneuvers, target specific item or hit location, it works the same way. So you would only add 1 black die instead of 2 if you aimed twice.
All right.
Blue dice, not black die.
No, because we're trying to hit a specific thing. So you
yeah. Sorry.
The second thing, not the first.
Yeah, sorry.
So, can I use a light sight point for this?
You probably should.
That is DL. And then computers.
And it's difficulty 3 with 1 setback.
Difficulty 3 setback is K.
Okay.
Only one of those with a 2 for aim. God damn it. Got the R. Three successes.
Yeah. Let's see, so you were trying to disable his engines?
Yeah, I'm I'm trying to do the same thing that he's trying to do. He's using missiles, I'm using electronics.
Yeah, so you're not able to just like destroy the system. It doesn't. So, yeah, if you look at the I'll see what you're gonna say.
If it's even just progress to fucking up his ability to dogfight, that's fine for now, and I'll just work on it next round.
Yeah. So if you look, it says like disable target weapon system for 1 round. So I'm going to say the equivalent of that for his thrusters is that you're going to knock him down to 0 speed, which is not good for him.
All right.
Before you did that, he was going at like speed 5, and then you just like kill his engines completely.
Does he get like pasted inside his cockpit as a result of the deceleration?
No, he's not like. Yeah. Why? Well, he would have to slow down for some reason because you're just killing his engines. So it's.
Okay. So it's
Yeah.
it's not suddenly he stops so much as he just
Yeah.
decelerates naturally.
Yeah, we'll say the way it happens is that you strategically kill his engines while he's making a banking turn that causes him to like lose all of his speed during the turn, and now he's like basically not moving at all.
And at about the same time, we get hit.
Yeah, you effectively cause him to spin out, and then at
And then
around
his
the
missile
same
makes
time,
you spin out.
yeah, and then his missile makes you spin out,
And then we're at top of the round.
and then we're at the top of the round.
So then the 3 guys on the ship can just start shooting the stationary starfighter.
Yep.
I would like to blast him.
Yeah, have them 2 go first.
I would
So
also
then I
like to
started
aim again.
blasting.
And what's my difficulty for this?
The difficulty is actually here. I need to check how long this lasts. Until end of. Oh, it's not the end of his next turn yet. Yep. So the difficulty is still 2 red and 1 purple.
So he still has evasive maneuvers even though he doesn't have his engines?
Yeah. The way. Actually, that is a good argument. Yeah. No, I mean, he makes a good argument. Add 1 advantage to that, because that purple die would not have been there. So that is 2 success and 1 advantage.
Okay. So it is 2 success and 2 advantage instead?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know what I can do with 2 advantages on here. I have to look.
Yeah, that's not enough for a crit.
Immediate free maneuver, setback on the target's next check, bonus to any allied characters next checked.
Yeah, can we just give
Aiden?
yeah.
Give me a
Well, you
boost
he
die,
gets
and then
stack
you can,
advantages if he gets. Yeah.
We'll give Aiden the blue.
you can still recover a strain, right? From
Myself?
advantages.
I'm fine. All right, that's fine. I'm done. Goodbye.
All right.
All right. So I'll double aim.
Oh, wait, hold on. I have to actually do the damage. Should probably do that. Yeah, well, this is just a starfighter, so that, this has not gone well for him.
Probably not, no.
Ah, 9. Okay. That does. Is that your attack, Aiden?
Yeah.
All right, well, you miss, but you generate a bunch of advantages and a triumph. Before we do that, let me manage that critical hit, because you did put his ship over its hull trauma threshold, which means it is now crashing. You can still get another attack in on him. Where is that thing? Go 9. Oh, yeah, okay, that doesn't matter. All right. Now do what you're going to do.
So we got one more attack. So I will.
Myself. Yep.
upgrade a green and give you 2 boost dice and recover a strength.
All right. So I just want to make sure I understand this correctly. So I can still burn strain?
Yeah.
Okay. So I can double aim because I'm not moving the ship anymore.
Yep.
And then my 3 green dice. And then what was I all given?
So one of your green turns into a yellow, and
Okay.
then you get 2 additional blue dice on top of your double aim.
All right, I'm just gonna put a attack in front of it, and that way I don't roll it, just to make sure I'm doing this right. So green, green, yellow, and then blue, blue, and red, red.
That looks right to me.
No, blue, 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 blue.
Oh yeah, it should be 4 blue. Yeah.
Okay, so it'll look like that, or no reds.
No, 2 reds.
2 reds, so that's correct.
That's correct.
All right.
Yeah, you hit.
Hey, and he's already crashing, so critting wouldn't really matter that much. We've exceeded his hull trauma, so he's going down.
Yes.
Do it anyway. Cause more damage.
50.
You have 5.
Because
you
fuck
can
him,
call it-
that's
Didn't
why.
he already have a critical hit?
Yeah, he did. That's why I added 10.
No, before that, when you rolled the 9.
Yeah. That was the critical hit for going over the whole trauma threshold.
Right, but
and
at that point, didn't he already have a critical hit?
I think from ticks, was it?
Yeah, the
On round
Oh,
1?
that's right. Yes. So that should have been 19
got
and
hit.
then 58. Yeah. So let's see, 19. Oh yeah.
Good call. I forgot about that.
Yes. Thank you, Under.
Yep.
And then that becomes a 68, which isn't really relevant here.
yeah. We've knocked out his non-existent shields and we've shut down his navigation.
Yeah. At which point I realize I haven't been telling you to add his shields to your attacks in the first place. But oh well.
I just figured he didn't have any. It was armor tanking.
And the pilot can perform one free pilot only maneuver. So at 5, we can give him another crit, have an ally get a boost die, and then the pilot perform another check or another maneuver.
You can punch it and go to max speed immediately.
Fly into him, yeah.
Our max speed of 0.
Right. Our max speed of 0. We don't have engines. Punch it with the thrusters.
All right. Well, I think it's been the first 3 turns of the round now, so it's now his turn.
Doesn't he get to roll his crit if he's going to crit?
What?
But are you
Myself.
like you crit when you did automatically when you did the damage? Do you get to crit again with spending your advantages?
That crit is a result of the damage. If he wants to generate a crit, he can do that.
I say I'm still on my turn right now. I
Right.
don't know what to do with the 5 advantages.
You
You can generate another crit.
You could spend 3 to do another crit, and then 2 to fuck with him and give him like a black die.
That works. Especially if his turn is next. Yeah, I'll do
Yeah,
that.
fuck that guy.
Yep, so another crit and then disadvantage. Or whatever it is.
Setback. That'd be what, a D100 plus 30?
He, after the correction, thanks to Under, he's currently at 3, so yes, plus 30. So it would be a D100 plus 30.
Oh, I'm rolling that? Okay.
Yeah, you're rolling.
Alright, I wasn't sure if you were or not.
Nope, I rolled that one because that was a result of him taking damage.
Gotcha.
Actually, you know what? I should probably have you roll those as well because you're dealing with damage. Ooh, 104. Now we're into the good stuff. And yeah, his shields are fucked now anyway.
His shields are real fucked.
Yeah, there's. Well, I think you So you would have rolled a. No, that was the nav computer. And I'm going to say this will fuck up his armor because you would have rolled a 19 on that other crit, which would have caused him to lose power to one of his shields. So yeah, now his armor's fucked a little bit.
Cool. And then yeah, the 2 to suffer setback for him on his roll, and then that's the end of my turn.
All right. And yeah, now that it's his turn, on his turn, his ship is going to go spinning and crashing into the jungle like a poorly thrown frisbee. You know that thing frisbees do when you like throw them too vertically and they just go like spinning downward?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, his ship does that into the jungle. It's actually very good at doing that because of how flat it is. I think the frisbee analogy is very apt here.
Does it explode when it hits?
There is definitely a loud crash. Not quite. Let's see, would it explode? I'm going to say no. Not this time. Because the thing is, you did kill almost all of his speed, so he's not just like crashing into the ground super hard. It's more like he basically tried to bank, and then his engines failed. He spun out, and then you like shot the shit out of him as he went down, and then just sort of crashed noisily into the jungle.
Time to
Like
go
how
for a
Ryan
jungle
Reynolds
hunt.
crashed his ship in Project Adam, where it's cut all the top of the trees off.
Yeah, there is not like a and at this point we would be out of combat because there's no longer anybody fighting you.
How far away did it crash?
Yeah, I'm going for jungle hunt.
All right.
How far away did it crash?
I mean, you could fly over there. You're not seeing like a
We're not on the ship. How far
Oh
away?
yeah, you guys are not on the ship. Sorry, I've been focusing too much on the ship. To get over there, it would take you a few minutes. He didn't go super far. Like you'd have to get to the jungle, and then you would.
We're going after that guy, I think.
Oh yeah.
I know you are.
Yeah.
So,
Like
yeah.
normally you would have to sort of find your way there, but as it happens, you have a spotter.
Yep. Nope. I'm going to thrust up a little bit, and then unless somebody wants to jump on the ship, I can come down to land level and drop the dock.
I'm assuming the ship is maneuverable enough right now to operate as a support platform.
Yeah, like a troop transport kind of is what I'm thinking. If anyone wants to hop on the ship, I can maneuver over there, but walking would be just as fast.
Yeah. So because one of you is currently carrying a homing beacon, you can just like Marco Polo your way over there with the help of the ship.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go with the ground team just to see if this ship is salvageable.
Oh yes, and any of you who suffered strain during this encounter, though I don't think any of you did, you can roll your you can roll. It's cool or cool. Yeah, discipline. Oh yeah, it's just discipline, isn't it?
No, it's discipline or cool. You're correct.
Yeah, cool or discipline. Yeah.
Oh,
at the end of the encounter.
Did I use strain on my person, or was that the ship strain?
No, that was strain on your person. The only way you would use strain on the ship is if you did multiple piloting maneuvers in one turn.
Okay.
I don't remember how this worked, but I did a thing.
What if I okay? So I have 10 for my current. My threshold is 12. If I did that correct, I believe I did. So we're rolling to regain strain back.
To remove strain. So each success that you roll removes one strain that you have.
Okay.
And what do we roll?
Advantages do nothing.
Cool or discipline, your choice.
Okay.
I'm assuming advantages do nothing here.
Oh, it's the exact same for me. It's 2 green. So I remove 1 strain.
Man, we really lucked out today getting a skilled pilot.
It did help.
Good timing.
Although he didn't actually have to make any piloting checks.
What's that?
Yeah, still.
No, it still helped. Just having one extra like person on the guns because we had a pilot to pilot is a big deal.
I'm totally brain cannoning. The reason the dice were so kind to us is because we just got a new brand spanking awesome pilot.
Sure.
Aww.
Even if he never made an actual piloting check.
I did not.
That's okay, because now we have to go into the jungle and hunt this asshole down because he scratched the paint on our ship.
Yeah.
He
Your ship is also
blasted
not going
my
anywhere.
engine.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah,
happy
That's
about
right
that.
next to my room.
Can we pick
So anyway,
cookies
I'm
off
assuming I can use the homing beacon and the ship scanner to detect where the ship is and give Devontae directions. Go left, go right, etc.
Yes. Like I said, you can help him Marco Polo his way over there.
Perfect. We
As
will
you guys
do that
are
then.
As you guys are doing that, speaking of your scanner, you also see the other two ships that were here with you take off. And as they do, you can see that they're both like those sleek-looking Lambda shuttles that the Empire has.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
Okay.
Is our ship actually more heavily armed than those would be?
Debatable.
Okay.
I think they can have different things. They have a bunch of blasters on them, including ones that shoot backwards. Some of them also have missiles, so maybe not.
I was going to say,
Wait,
if I remember correctly, those are very similar, like our modern, the current Navy LCS, lateral combat ship. They're modular. You can kind of change the insides out very easily on them, if I remember
Yes.
the canon correctly.
There's also a larger troop transport version as well.
Yeah, are these the sleek shuttle or are these
Yeah,
the
it's
troop
the
transport?
Sentinel.
No, these are the sleek shuttle versions.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a different designation.
Yeah, when it's the troop transport version, then it's a Sentinel. You would have seen some of those at the Battle of Druckenwell when you were there.
Anywho, let's go find out who was shooting at us.
Yeah, you can go find out who was
Going
shooting.
for a jungle hunt.
Yep. Into the
On
jungle
easy
we
mode.
go.
On easy.
I'm just gonna stay on the gun. They're not gonna get up, but if they take off, I'm blasting them.
Well, also, if we spot him and he decides to be a dick, we can always call in fire support. Long range artillery.
Yeah, we can also clear trees out of the way too, if that's a problem.
It's going to be a little tricky because you can't actually move.
Well, we can thrust around. We have the
Maybe they can also work on getting the engines working again while they're on the ship.
True.
Should I head down because he might try to run and I can track him?
Well, so the one thing is you can't thrust around. Your thrusters are disabled. You have your repulsors that keep you in the air, but you have aside from being able to turn, you have no maneuverability. You're basically a turret right now.
Okay. Well, then I will turn the repulsors up to max, get myself as much altitude. Well, first, Aiden said you wanted to jump ship, Aiden? You wanted to jump off?
Yeah, I'll head out with the ground crew since I can help track.
Yep. Then I will drop down. If anybody wants to get on the ship, currently it is Tixashar and me. How do you say that?
Tix.
You would either say Tix or you would say Zasha.
Zasha? I'll go with
either.
Zasha. That's easier. All right, so Zasha and myself are still on the ship. Zasha's staying on the gun. Does anybody want to get on the ship? Because I'm going to be cranking the repulsors to max to get us altitude to be able to shoot at him. So it won't be easy to get on the ship otherwise, if you want to.
Shouldn't the droid get on and start repairs? Or no.
Is the droid going to help with the repairs? K10? He wanted to check the ship out. So I would think having the technologically advanced robot check out the technologically advanced ship on the ground.
Let's take out the stuff in the jungle first.
All right.
Yeah.
However, before you do that, I think he was trying to gain some altitude here.
Yep. I'm going to boost the repulsors to max and get as high as I can, so...
Okay.
Also, didn't Sleuth say he doesn't have mechanics?
I don't have ranks.
So,
my intelligence is high enough to pick up.
We're going to handle this first. So, as you start to move the ship upward, the repulsors are complaining loudly about this. You think they'd normally be supported by the engines?
Yep, I'm not going to strain them past their own, capabilities.
Yeah. So what this is going to be a piloting check to see how high you can get without fucking the repulsors completely.
All right.
It'll be difficulty 3 piloting.
Piloting planetary, I'm assuming.
Piloting space.
When I feel that first shudder, can I just buckle my seatbelt, please?
piloting planetary is for ground vehicles. Piloting space is for starships.
Oh, okay.
It's-
I was
I know-
misunderstanding that.
yeah,
I was
no,
thinking I was thinking non-atmosphere versus atmosphere, not ground
Yeah.
versus flying.
When I
Gotcha.
first
Okay,
started
that makes a
reading-
world of difference.
Yeah, when I started reading stuff on this game, I made that same mistake. But no, it just determines what kind of thing you use it for.
Cool.
Kind
Then
of
I don't have to
vehicle.
put any fucking points into planetary because I won't be touching ground vehicles for now. Anyway, so I'm rolling. So you said it was difficulty 3.
Difficulty 3.
All right, so that's just yellow, 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 red, red, red.
Yellow, 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 purple, purple, purple.
Oh, purple, purple, purple. Okay. Guys, should I spend a point on that? The light destiny stuff?
Yeah, why not?
Do what you want.
I don't know what that
It's
it's
fine.
what that changes.
It'll-
It turns one of your greens into a yellow.
which is better.
Oh, I have 3 yellows.
Then that has a green.
Yeah,
It adds a
it just
brand
makes
new
your
green.
life better.
Oh, okay. Okay, so how do I so I just money sign D
Yellow, 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 green, purple, purple.
No, the
First
destiny
DL.
DL. Okay.
E space L.
And then roll.
So, unfortunately, that is a failure. However, you did generate two triumphs. So what that means is that you're not able to get any more. You're not really able to get any more meaningful altitude from where you are. So you're just
I
stuck.
could go
with
back
your
up
current-
where we were, but I couldn't get any higher.
Yeah, I mean you're stuck with your current vantage point basically.
Okay, we'll work with this. We can shoot through
However,
trees.
you do get those 2 triumphs, and we're not really in combat right now. So let's see, what other kinds of benefit could you get from that? You could.
Could you turn
Then they
the
gain knowledge
engines
on how to
off and
repair
on
the
a
engine?
couple of times and maybe they get
Yeah,
working?
that's I flick the engine switch a couple of times and they just fire up. Because he barely got the damage in to kill them.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you know what, with 2 triumphs, I'm gonna say you're able to to kickstart the engines just a little bit. You'll be stuck at speed 1 until you fix them properly, but you now have the ability to move the ship laterally.
All right, we got a Scooty Puff Jr. That'll do.
Yeah.
We got maneuvering thrusters back.
But we're stuck at a quarter impulse.
That's fine.
I don't know. It feels
only-
more like
only
the
a third,
Scooty
I
Puff
think.
Tonka edition.
Well, I mean, speed 1's still faster than running.
Speed
It's
1's
still
faster
faster
than
than
0.
running.
So now that I have the engines, the repulsors will start working fine, and I can just maneuver just fine and get a better advantage point.
Working fine is putting it very generously, but yeah.
Working.
They're close enough to working for government work.
It's working.
All right, so the repulsors. Yep, that's why I thought of that one. So the
Uh,
repulsors start coming out, and I flick the engine switch a couple of times, and everything works better-ish.
More or less. It's functional.
All right, so then I will maneuver the ship over towards where the crash is, so I can see it on the scanners, and then I can navigate. Well, I can just say follow the ship. I can move now.
Mhm. All right.
Yeah.
As for those of you heading towards the crash site on the ground, I think that's everybody except for the 2 people left in the ship.
Yep.
I'm on a boat.
I'm going
Yes.
to
Burn.
see what's salvageable, and I think the rest of their crew is going to confirm the kill.
Yeah, and I've got my gun out, just in case, being vigilant.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so you guys make your way through the jungle, directed by Nevin, on board the Peaceful Intentions. And yeah, you eventually come across the wreck of this Mandalorian Fang fighter. It is totaled, unfortunately.
Bummer.
Yeah.
Hey, but it might have parts that can be salvaged to repair our ship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like engine parts, any computers, navigation,
A missile launcher.
black box, see where they've been.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Just pick that out of the Nava computer.
It is incredibly mangled and also, in pieces. But yeah, you think there's definitely stuff that could be salvageable here.
Red Tack wants the little man.
The little man?
Yeah, we're going on a
He
jungle
wants
hunt.
his ears.
Alright, well, the ship kind of, like...
I examined what kind of damage was done to the pilot or by looking at. Like,
We don't know he's
bloodstains.
dead.
I'm just about to get to that. So the ship is sort of embedded, like, sideways-ish in the ground. Like I said, it landed sort of like a frisbee vertically.
We fucking lawn darted him.
Yeah, and the part where the cockpit is, like, the tip of the cockpit is, like, almost buried partway in the ground. The part that's not buried has been, like, broken, either by the impact or something else, and there is no one inside.
Okay. Can I make a medicine check to check for blood or see if he was injured or what type of injuries he would probably sustain?
Yeah, go for it. You're trying to do, like, some CSI shit here, so we'll make it difficulty 4.
And one bet he's alive. We might need to track him.
Yeah. And actually, in addition to it being difficulty 4, you should also add 1 setback, just due to all of, like, the dirt and stuff around, because you're in a jungle. Ah, yes, very good.
What did you say the difficulty was?
The
4.
difficulty is 4 with 1 setback due to the conditions.
Would I be able to offer him skilled assistance in that Twi'leks can remove a black dye imposed due to hot environmental conditions?
This isn't hot environmental conditions, this is dirt.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I mean, have you seen Ryloth? It's kind of a shithole.
You need to be from Tatooine to remove that.
I thought that was for sand.
Yeah, sand people can remove black dice imposed due to sand.
Upgrade my point.
It's how they avoid the perpetual condition of itchy ass clefts.
What was that, mister?
I said, does the force die give me the light side point? Give me a boost die or an upgrade?
It turns one of your greens into a yellow.
It gives you an upgrade.
You said difficulty 4, right? And a black die.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's very difficult to tell here, but you are able to find, like, traces that there was somebody here and they were definitely severely injured by this. There isn't blood exactly, it's more like, I mean, you think it was probably blood to this creature, but it's not like any blood you've seen. It's more like
oily.
No, it's not oily. It's almost it's like water, and it's just like vaguely tinged, sort of pinkish red.
Can I get a sample of it?
Yeah, you can get a sample of it.
Yeah, I want to get a sample of it and take it back to the ship to analyze it.
Alien themes.
Can I tell which way he went? Can I tell which way he went?
Not with only 1 success.
Aiden, can you track him?
What's the check to track people?
That's also going to be difficulty 4 here, and with the same black die due to the conditions.
What kind of check is that?
Oh, survival.
I got yellow, green, green, and survival. If anyone has better.
I got 4 green.
Yeah, I don't think.
But I'm in the ship.
All right. Is anyone giving me unskilled assistance?
I'll assist. I'm going on a jungle hunt with you.
Well, I have expert tracker, so that black die goes away.
Very nice. I'm going to start throwing more of those at you so you can use stuff like that.
Just one at a time for now.
No, maybe I'll give you 2. I don't know.
I guess I should use a light side point because we really want this to work.
Mm-hmm.
What exactly is the difference between a light side and dark side?
The dark side points are when I use them.
Yeah, light is for party, dark is for DM.
I've got a lot of ammunition.
Even if we're all bad guys.
Well, you see, it really gets into an issue about the Jedi and the Sith and who's right and who's wrong.
But in terms of the game, yeah. Dark is for the DM, light is for... Okay.
Right, because the DM is,
Because dark side and DM start with D, light side and the players start with L.
It's working! It's working!
All right.
Yeah, let's track them. Jungle hunt.
You do manage to find some tracks. You think this whoever was piloting this ship sort of made their way out of the cockpit and headed off into the jungle further away from the resort.
Can Braytac put the little tracker man on his shoulders and run very fast after this guy because he's very athletical?
Yeah, and you have to do flips. That's the rule.
Well, yeah.
Also, however long it took it would normally take to track this guy, I do it in half the time.
Yep.
I like
Let's
that.
hunt them down.
It does take you half the time.
We go on a hunt.
All right, and you got a triumph on here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, then we'll say with that you can tell. I mean, obviously it was fairly recent, like no ship. But you think you were like pretty hot on his tail. You think you couldn't have gone far, is what that tells you.
Yeah, with his injuries, he can't have gotten far anyway.
Yes, that is what you're able to surmise.
I guarantee you can't outrun Braytac.
He is pretty fast.
Not faster than the master.
Well, let's pursue
He's
him.
heavily wounded and barely moving. Yeah, we should come up on
The entire party pursuing, or some staying with the ship? Or the crashed ship?
I think we're all headed there because we can always come back to the crash ship.
I can't salvage the ship, so I might as well help the party if I can.
All right. Then I will follow the beacon.
All right, yeah, you can follow the beacon. It is very hard to keep or get visual with the party because of all the canopy.
Yeah, I'm not trying to keep visual on the party. I just follow on the beacon.
Yep.
Because he can give me correlated directions from my position in the beacon. You know, we can triangulate a strike point if we need to with those two pieces of information.
Yeah, if not for the beacon, you would have a hard time following them at all.
I'm so glad I bought that thing.
It is coming in handy here. But yeah, so you guys continue following the trail for only a few minutes before... And,
A Maul Ninja bursts out of the canopy. His
see,
sword.
how should this happen?
We find his corpse splayed out on the ground, having bled out while he ran through the jungle, chased by us.
No, not quite. So, you eventually make your way sort of through the jungle and you come across you get to sort of a rocky hill where there's like an uphill slope with just like a bunch of rocks jutting out of it. And like around this part is where the trail starts to get like obvious. You can see rocks that have been displaced, and sure enough, up the slope, further away from you, turning around now to see all of you coming up behind him, is a figure. And this figure is just an absolute monster of a person. Clearly not human, based on both size and proportion. They're dressed head to toe in this sort of patchwork armor plating with a full helmet that covers their entire head. Very nice. Yeah, but they are big. Like, this is very clearly not a human-sized person.
Silhouette 2?
Not Silhouette 2. They're not big enough to be Silhouette 2. They're like on the uppermost edge of Silhouette 1.
Aren't people like Silhouette 0?
No, people are Silhouette 1.
Master Braytac makes this exact face at the character's appearance.
Ogres, my lord.
Can I tell what
I'd
it
like to
is?
start blasting.
Alright, well, before you do that, we should roll this again. And this time, because you rolled so well on that tracking roll and you got that nice triumph there, I will say that you can choose which one you want to use.
Oh, fuck, I'm rolling vigilant.
Yep.
Remember to add the double boost if you're engaged with me for vigilance.
I was carrying the little man.
And single boost if you're in short range.
Are we in short range in the ship, hovering overhead?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either, but I figured I'd ask.
That's like
Short range is like
that-
Might be
90
a little
meters.
bit tight.
that'd be like taking a fucking like single engine jet and riding up on your buddies.
Yeah, that's basically what I'm doing. I'm right over the canopy.
You're gonna
I
Tow
wasn't going at
somebody's-
max altitude. I was
you're
staying
gonna
low as
tow
I could.
somebody's sedan with a jet.
Pretty much.
Okay, that's one.
Takes jet
Two,
onto
three,
freeway, honks at traffic.
4. Okay, yeah, so 4 of you get to go before this guy. Now that he turns around, you can see like his helmet. It's like one of those helmets where it has a like a whole bunch of holes in it in like a grid or grill. You can't see through it at all.
So I'll go fourth because I can basically only cause him trouble. I don't have any ranged weapons.
All
So
right.
if we can kill him before then, that's great.
Yeah, I'll go first and do the boost thing so that everybody gets boosts around us. Since we're all at the beginning here.
Should
Can any of us
Zasha
on
and
the
I
ship
go
see?
next so we can
Because-
open up ranged?
Yep, he is at long range right now, up that hill.
I was gonna say,
I'm
could-
still on a
before-
ship's turret.
yes, I was gonna ask before we reached the. Obviously, we knew we were closing in on him. Would Devati have given me any information over the comms with the beacon in correlation to where the ship is and the beacon is, so we could relatively throw down some suppressing fire with the turrets?
You could try to. You're still shooting blind. You would have been able to get like a rough idea of where he was while they were tracking him.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm just gonna get on the comms and say, if I hit you, tell me so I can stop
All right,
murdering
so
you.
before I call that in, I'm going to do my action thing to give
Yep.
everyone around us
Yeah.
boost dice.
Mm-hmm.
So I
You
take
throw the
inspiring
beacon
rhetoric.
at him and tell him to fire on the beacon.
And we're
Yeah,
gonna
that
be
would be
waiting
something.
for our beacon.
Don't fire
Chuck
on
the
the
beacon.
beacon.
He's at
He's
long
gonna
range.
blows us up.
That's at long range. I can't throw
Throw
that
the
far.
beacon at
He is at long range. I cannot throw that far.
Oh, all right.
But he can tell me how far away that is, and we can shoot approximately that far away.
Just stick the beacon on the end of one of your blasters and then shoot him.
All right. I'm going
Old
to
bayonet
give.
grenade.
Yeah, I'm going to give the boost die to Branks. And then
Yeah.
Branks also heals for like 4 strain. So that's for 3 rounds. I will then get on the radio, just as an incidental, because I have got the comms, and tell them, we got him. He is long range in front of us up this slope, north of our position.
Correlate enough information that we can get a strike in.
Yeah, I mean, you know the area they're describing, but you can't actually see anything.
I will fire blindly into that zone in an angry and haphazard fashion.
Okay.
If he's on a
I was
slope,
going to ask if we have 4 slots and there's only 2 gunners, so if somebody else wanted to go before we started shooting.
Maybe Branks?
if he's on a
Yeah.
slope, they go around him and then shoot on his back. That might be like more visible.
And then when they miss, it goes downhill at
Could our
us.
pilot just fly closer first?
It would be about a wash if they did that. You think they would?
Yeah, I
be
can,
just
can
as
get
likely?
closer, but we can engage at that range, no problem. There would be no benefit for us to move closer because
Yeah.
we can
Possibly
way outrange them.
visibility.
So, anyway, still on my turn, though. Because I just
Yep.
took my action. Maneuvers. He's at long range.
He is at long range.
Let's see here. Fuck it. I'll charge into medium range with 2 maneuvers.
Interesting. All right.
Come on, guys,
Bold.
it's right there!
That's very bold, knowing what
Leading
I'm
the charge.
Yes, I'm leading the charge. He shot my ship, goddammit! Hey, what can I say? I lead from the front.
Who's carrying me?
Braytac.
So I'll go after Braytech because he can bring me closer.
Okay. And then I think Brent said he was going to shoot with that boost die I gave him.
I
Or
would
do we want
certainly.
the ship to shoot first?
Do-
I don't
If the
think it
ship
matters.
shoots first, is this guy going to move before I do then?
Well, there's 2 guys on the ship. We have 4 slots. I spent 1, so we're talking about the next 3. You should probably shoot first because their shots are going to be bigger and they might kick up dirt that might obscure them.
That's fair. Yeah, I'll take. Let's see. He's at long range. You said.
I did say that.
All right. I will spend a maneuver and get into medium.
Mm-hmm.
2 maneuvers.
2 maneuvers.
2 maneuvers.
2 maneuvers.
From
between
long to
medium and
medium is 2 maneuvers.
Oh shit, that's right.
It's logarithmic.
Yeah. I'm so used to the closer ranges, I forgot. And I guess I'm gonna start blasting.
All right. Yeah, you don't get to aim at that distance.
It's a bummer.
Yeah. To hit him, let's see, the regular difficulty at medium range.
2.
2. And this guy continues to be special. So it will be 2 red and 1 black. And 1 black.
Oh, I'm sorry, I did boost it. Yep, whoops.
Oh, that's alright. You didn't roll anything on the second boost anyway, so just roll black for me.
What was
K.
it? Black? K. Black is K. Okay.
K for Kudo. Okay,
Black.
yeah, nothing. Yeah, it's K for
K for
Kasalb.
Hey, for crap, that's not good.
Yeah, well, you miss anyway, but you did generate 4 advantages.
Yes, 4 advantages. I think I can do with that. I don't think there's anything I can do with those, right?
Negate his defense bonuses.
You can negate his defense bonus.
Oh shit, that's right. Yeah, fuck that guy's defense bonus.
And then you can, with your 4th, you can recover 1 of the 2 strain you took.
Or give someone else, the next person to go, a boost die.
Wait, hold on. 1 of the 2 strain? What?
1 advantage is either you give a boost die to the next allied character, or
No,
recover
I mean,
1 strain.
Recover one of the 2 strain I took? When did I take strain?
You had
To do your 2 maneuvers.
and then you shot. So you took 2 maneuvers in an action. So that requires 2 strain.
It does.
I even knew that.
No, I did not know that.
It was the first thing I ever did was take 2 maneuvers.
Yeah, you don't get 2 maneuvers for free. If you want the second one and an action, you need to suffer 2 strain.
It just hasn't come up because I keep healing the strain on everybody.
Yeah, seriously. Where does it actually say this?
It's in the book.
It's on the cheat sheet under the maneuver column thing at the top. It'll say, 2 maneuvers.
Yeah, combat
max.
maneuvers. 2 strain equals +1 maneuver, max 2 maneuvers per turn.
Ah, huh.
And on the left it says
What do you know?
turn is an action and then 1 maneuver.
Yeah. Huh. Good to know.
So what are you doing?
Well, he shot and missed. But he pushed him out
Yep.
of position.
So, yeah.
So
I'm-
shoot him.
I guess I'll negate that guy's defenses of the ranged variety. And,
Cover a strain.
Yeah, I'm gonna recover a strain.
Okay.
And then I think our artillery is going to fire.
I'm gonna blast him.
Should I go
What
first?
do I,
Because I'll probably miss.
Well, but why don't we want to
Because
hit him?
Well, but he's the pilot. He might get closer and get you a better shot.
Oh, okay. If he's moving, then sure.
I mean,
Yeah,
proximity is
I
not
thought-
really gonna matter at this point. It's the canopy that's the problem.
Can I shoot the canopy out of the way?
I mean, you could try. There's a lot of canopy. And the other thing is, if you shoot the canopy out of the
That's
way
gonna
and you
mess up
shoot the wrong, First of all, you're gonna fuck up the ecosystem. So nice job,
fuck
asshole.
the ecosystem.
This
Yeah,
will
do we look
affect
like-
the trout population.
Do we look like the fucking Planeteers?
I'm just gonna go Bert first because if I miss, well, if I hit, I'm likely gonna miss. But if I hit, then AGR is just gonna add damage to it.
The thing with shooting the canopy out of the way is that in order to shoot the canopy out of the way in such a way that you can see him, you have to hit him through the canopy.
Yeah, no,
Shoot
I
the
meant
fucker.
aim at the nearest
Just
big
try to
tree.
shoot the guy.
No, just
All
shoot
right,
the
try
guy.
to shoot the guy.
Okay.
Alright, you can try to shoot the guy. Alright, let's see. So he is a Silhouette 1 object, or character, because he's a person. And where's the table?
Personal silhouettes, that adds 2 purples.
Yep,
For silhouette 2 smaller.
No, not. Yeah, but this is a vehicle weapon. The silhouette you're targeting is 3 smaller than you because you're in a Silhouette 4 ship, shooting at a Silhouette 1 person. So the difficulty is 4, and with 2 setback from the canopy.
So it'd be green, 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 purple, 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 purple. KK.
You can
Yes.
aim. Well, you might
Can
not
aim.
be
Oh
able
yeah, I
to aim.
suppose. I can aim. And that would just add a blue.
You would add a blue.
Alright, so
you can
3
even aim
green.
twice if you want.
Yeah, I should do that.
That's what I'm gonna do when I get a chance.
Yeah, but you have more yellows. So that's 2
False.
strain for me.
Yep, if you want to aim twice.
Right. Oh no, you have more greens than me. Yeah, so 3 greens, 2 blues, 4 purples, and 2 blacks.
Yep.
Okie dokie. I think. A lot of dice.
Yeah, you kick up a bunch of dirt as you shoot through the canopy in a
Does it give it-
completely. What?
Does it give a clearer shot for the second gunner?
It gives you a clearer shot of an area that is not where the guy was standing. Those of you on the ground see a bunch of big laser fire hit behind and off to the right of where the guy is standing.
Can we retell it?
I'm on the
retarget him?
comms. High and to the right.
Can I then blast him?
Then I'll
Yeah,
relay
you-
that information.
You still can't see him.
Okay, I
But-
guesstimate. What do I roll?
Yeah,
What's the difficulty?
it's the same roll that he just made. The difficulty is 4 with 2 black.
Nailed him.
Yep. Well, this time you were not high and to the right.
Good call out.
All right, so that's 6.
Now, how many trees crushed the party to death?
Base of 6 plus the 4, and then you said it was a 5x modifier vehicle weapon on a person?
All right. So the only thing that any of you see is a fuck ton of dust get kicked up, including those of you on the ground. Because this guy was just at long range in front of you. He's there 1 second.
Medium.
Some of you it was medium. Most of you it was long. And, he's there 1 second, and then the next there is, dust and laser fire everywhere, and you can no longer see him.
Does that dust look red to you?
No one to interrogate when he's a puddle of goo.
We were told to shoot.
Why would we want to interrogate him?
Beep boop.
Well, who
Find out
does
what
he
he's
think
back.
he is?
I'll return to his little starfighter, see what I
Dead.
can salvage off of it.
Is there a clearing nearby I can get the ship down, or do we have to go all the way back to the resort?
You could find a clearing, but it's not...
To be clear, are we out of initiative? Was this guy just vaporized?
Light
Because
pink
it's his
mist.
turn.
'Cause, I mean, it's his
It
turn.
is now his turn.
What happens on his turn, I wonder?
So
And
the
Brakes
last,
will be going in.
the last thing you saw him do was draw like a pair of dual pistols from his hips. And then there was just dust everywhere. And, how should I handle this?
Mall Ninja had a smoke bomb.
This was definitely not Mall Ninja. Like, you would recognize it if it was Mall Ninja. He was not that big.
He's a different Mall Ninja.
I'm going to say for now you're still in initiative. Actually, no, it wouldn't work like that. Yeah, you're out of initiative.
Yeah, that dirt was kind of pink.
Brinks is going in.
Yeah, I mean, it takes a second for the dust to clear.
No, he's going in with the dust.
I've got a respirator.
Okay.
I'm going in.
I mean, you can't see anything, is the thing. You can go in the dust cloud.
Do droid senses tingle? Can I see anything being a droid and having cameras for eyes?
Unfortunately, the cameras only allow you to see.
No, he's looking for other droids.
Are we out of combat?
Yeah, you're out of combat.
Okay.
You know, if there weren't friendlies there, I would just keep shooting into the space.
Yeah, I've got nothing I can help with at this point. My ability to track is not great, so I'm going to go back to Starfighter and start salvaging.
I mean, I don't know how the fuck you track,
Is there anything
you know.
Can I see the sea?
Can you see the sea?
Yeah, like are we standing over it?
No, you're like in the middle of the jungle.
The sea? The one where sailors went to
said-
CCC?
He said he was at a raised section. Like,
It was,
Yeah, but it's
it was
still
a hill.
jungle
It doesn't-
canopy.
Yeah, like you weren't going to come up out of the jungle if you made it to the top of that hill. It was just a change in elevation. It was a hill within the jungle.
oh, okay. I thought it was a hill at the edge. There's no sign of them.
Oh no, there were plenty of signs of them. Once the dust clears.
He had blue eyes.
I'd like to start collecting those remains.
Yeah, there's a lot of like chunks of his sort of patchwork armor that you think might have been more useful if they hadn't been fucking obliterated. Oh yeah, the cement truck explosion. That's such a good one.
What did they fill that with again?
Explosives.
Anfo.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah. So anyway,
Yeah. So anyway, you find that. You also find bits of gore, and it's not gore you would normally expect. It's more like there's more of that sort of clear pinkish red liquid that isn't quite blood because it's like transparent.
Is there a corpse or anything left of a corpse?
Killed the Kool-Aid man.
There are many parts of a corpse, and the parts of the corpse that you find are sort of like fibrous, almost as if this person's body was made out of like muscle fibers.
Can I
Yep,
recognize
what I
what
thought.
it is?
All I had to do was describe this guy's stature, and Gilbert already knew where I was going.
that's why I said he has blue eyes. One blue
Does-
over there, one blue over there.
Is there like a fragment of that armor, like a faceplate or something?
There is that faceplate with like the grid of holes in it.
I am taking that as a combat trophy.
You think
So
it would
for
make a
those of
neat
us
pauldron?
not all, nerded out on the Star Wars lore, what the fuck was it?
That's a good question. Now that you have more evidence here, Tenorok, if you or somebody else would like to roll knowledge xenology, you might be able to identify what this was.
Okay, I can do that.
Can I provide unskilled assistance?
You know what? You can provide unskilled assistance.
Yeah.
For a reason that will become clear
Am I
if you
rolling?
succeed.
Which knowledge am I rolling? Education or
Xenology.
Xenology.
The one none of you took proficiency in.
Anyway, K10 is going back to the fighter, and I'll probably go over there so that we can throw a rope down or something and take the salvage up.
Well, you should probably just land in the nearby clearing, and we'll bring the stuff over to you.
Yeah, you can find a clearing. It's like it's a ways away. You have
Spend
to
a
walk
light
there,
side
but-
too, mister. Spend a light side. We got to do good on this. That way we can share the nerdiness with the party.
What is the difficulty?
The difficulty is 3. Now that you have like actual pieces of it here.
And only pieces of it.
And only pieces.
So he gets all his base stuff plus a green plus a yellow?
We just make a clearing?
I mean, I guess you could.
It's 2 purple, right? Or 3?
3 purple.
Alright, I tell Tix to get on the guns and we just make a clearing in the nearest flat spot.
I mean, you can find a clearing. You don't have to make one.
But I don't want them walking far, so I just want to get as close
It's
as
not
possible.
that far. I mean, it's like a...
Hey, 5 successes.
Yes. Between the two of you, you're able to identify from these pieces that this person was a Gendai.
It was a what?
He was a Gendai.
It was
I'm
a
gonna grab
Japanese
photo.
restaurant?
No. He was one of these motherfuckers. His helmet does not look quite like that, but those, like, the pieces that you find look like that. And there are so many of them that you think it's unlikely they will be able to stitch themselves together.
That is
And
not at
then-
all what comes up when you Google search Gundai.
It is for me, when you add Star Wars after it.
Oh, and then Pete, what was the relevance of me knowing that?
The relevance of you knowing that is that a lot of them are bounty hunters, because they're, like, Mandalorians are also a proud warrior culture.
Yeah.
Well, now he can do
So-
that
Japanese
over there,
restaurant?
and over there, and over there.
I'm pretty sure that this was a Hut's doing. He's stepping up his game, sending better assassins after us. After we killed, 30 people and a squad of assassins that he sent after us.
Yeah, although this is the second assassin that you've killed before they could actually shoot at you.
Shot first.
No, he shot a missile at us.
Oh yeah, I guess he did shoot a missile at you. That's one better than
And
the
he
IG
strafed them.
droid did.
Yeah, he strafed the ground with lasers and shot a missile at the ship, and then he died.
You were very lucky that I did not actually roll that, because I probably would have killed one of you if I did.
Probably.
I mean, probably, yeah. That's why I took so much fucking
Mhm.
cover as I did.
Yep.
Give him like 3 black dice.
And a
But
healthy
anyway,
bit of
salvage
distraction.
ship, get the crew back together and see if we can fix the engines, and yeah.
Yeah, Branks, you're kind of our mechanic. What do you think about the ship?
One second.
So what did we all successfully salvage from the wreck, or have we not gotten to that yet?
You can get to that now if you want to.
I think that's the next step of what we're progressing through.
So what would that be, like mechanics to salvage and repair the ship?
It would just be mechanics to salvage in general, if you're looking for stuff to repair the ship or otherwise.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're just salvaging the fighter, getting as much from it as we can. We'll do the repair ship later.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, that's 3 yellows I can add. Anyone want to provide me some unskilled assistance?
I've got 4 greens I can throw at it.
Alright. The difficulty will be 4 because of the horrible ruin you have reduced this Mandalorian Fang fighter to.
So purple, 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 purple.
4 purples.
Yeah, maybe that
Alright.
last overkill.
So my my dice here are gonna be looking like what? What am I rolling?
You're rolling your mechanics, and then I think people are helping you.
So, can I give Brinks my green? That would be the same dice pool as him giving me skilled assistance.
That would be... I mean...
It'd be him rolling the
I
same
knew I
dice pool instead
recognized
of me,
that-
since he's the one
that
who's got
speak.
the actual career skill in it.
Yeah, except the way that works is that you roll it, not him. The
Yeah, but that's
person with
stupid.
There's a Gendai in a quest in the Old Republic.
No, it's not
almost
stupid. You can.
No,
You can.
it is stupid. Like, he has actual technical knowledge. I just have a database of a bunch of shit.
Yeah, and then you can like use your scanners to scan the wreck and try to find stuff with like some
It's still
guidance
him
from him.
doing the bulk of the work.
Well, no, it's you doing the work. He's just like telling you what to look for.
Which is still just stupid if he's the one who's
It
actually...
doesn't matter who rolls it. It's the same roll.
This system just has a bunch of stupid stuff.
So basically, if he rolls it, it won't have as many dice. But if you roll it, you'll actually have more dice.
No,
I'll
it's the
have
same.
more worse dice. Gilbert has one less dice, but they're all better.
I mean,
dice
it's,
are
Gilbert.
it's the same roll. I mean, you know what? Fine. If you want him to roll it, he can roll it. It doesn't really matter.
Quick
Wait,
question.
hold on.
Which dice is better, green or blue?
Green is
Green.
better.
Yellow or better?
Blue's the smallest, green is in the middle, yellow's the best.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. So what am I rolling?
You're rolling your mechanic's rank with K10's intelligence.
Okay, so 3 yellows and
One green.
I have 4
I think,
intelligence, so an
Yep.
extra green.
extra green. Okay,
against 4 purple.
all right.
We calling pretty soon.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty soon. We're just gonna finish up the salvaging here, which has not gone well.
Indeed, it's Bransk is going to kind of hold up part of the engines, part of the nav computer. No, guys, this is all pulped.
Yeah, unfortunately, you guys did your jobs a little too well. Everything is totally fucked.
I would
Yeah,
still
see-
take like the nav computer wholesale and maybe get something out of it later.
No, not even that. If you recall, you actually disabled the nav computer.
I thought it just
Specifically.
disabled the engines.
No, you did that too.
No, there was a critical hit that like took out the nav computer.
Yeah.
Oh,
Added shields.
Yeah, we had like 5 crits on that ship.
so
Yeah,
the whole
like-
thing is just slagged.
Most of the
Basically.
internals are they're melted.
Yeah, Branks is gonna he keeps going in there, pulling out like, oh, this might be a part, pulls it out. The entire thing is just fused into a single half molten mass.
It's either you pull it out and it's like that, or you pull it out and it doesn't come out because it's part of the hull now.
We even fucked up its armor, so we can't even like strip the armor up plating off of it to sell.
Well, somebody grab me a trophy. I don't care what it is. Something
just-
small,
Does
like the
it
size of a
you-
deck of cards.
Like a hull fragment. You wanna
Yeah,
you want this
just like the
bob
size
here?
of a deck of cards.
We just
Alright.
haul the
Does it-
whole thing in for scrap.
Does it
Yeah.
still have functioning-ish weapons,
If our engines work.
munitions, or magazines?
Well,
there
you
any-
know, whatever missiles he had in here are definitely. You don't think they detonated, but they're definitely ruined.
They're also probably a hazard if we stay here.
Maybe. One way to find out.
We probably should just shell this thing so that we're not leaving UXO behind.
Yeah, like 30
Um,
years from now, the resort, like they're working on it. They tell.
It's finally opened, and then a kid like finds it
Yeah.
in the woods and gets his face blown off.
Oh
no.
yeah.
If
We're gonna
there's
do,
any like functioning guns we can use on it, or a magazine battery, or whatever the hell, are there any of those salvageable? All
I mean-
slacked, burnt out, whatever.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Everything's mangled. We got all dice canceled out on the salvage check.
Yeah,
We didn't
might
get
be able
much.
to. We might be able to use it for like raw materials for patchwork on our whatever needs to get replaced
If you
on the
want it-
engines.
If you want to use it for something as simple as that, you could. No, you would need more specific parts to repair the engines. You couldn't just like salvage scrap metal off of it to repair the engines. Though
But
Our
could we use some of
capable
the
of towing?
scrap metal for the hull trauma though?
that you could.
Does our ship have towing or any capabilities of like hooking up to that ship and pulling it out and moving it somewhere where we can load?
That depends which part of it.
Is it in multiple pieces?
Yes.
The largest piece?
the largest piece has the cockpit in it. You could, I mean, you'd have to like jury rig it. You think you have some cables that you could use to like tie it to the bottom of the ship, but given that your ship is not exactly in great shape itself, you don't know how well that would go.
Our ship has only taken 8 hull trauma out of 24.
Yeah, and it's only at 1 speed out of 3.
Yeah, so it's slow, but it's not like at risk of falling apart.
You don't need to go fast to tow something.
You don't need to go fast, but the reason you're not able to go fast is because the engine is weak right now.
We are going to need power to lift up something relatively heavy.
True.
Power that we just don't have.
Yeah, you think the fact that the ship is only able to go 1/3 of its normal speed under its own power is probably not a good indicator that it's in good shape to tow something.
Why don't we use the scrap metal down here? Because we have some people with mechanics skills. Can't they use some of the scrap metal to just right now repair the hull trauma with tools we have on the ship?
They could do that. It would take a minute, but they could do that.
Oh, I mean, we're not in any rush. We have like 2 whole days before the party.
Yeah, true. We do have multiple days before the meeting.
Yeah, let's get started on fixing our hull, and I'll see what I can do about our engines.
All right. So can I make a clearing nearby so they don't have to walk back and forth with the scrap so much? I really want to shoot some trees down.
If you want to shoot some trees down that badly, then yes, you can make a clearing.
Yay! Hicks, get on the guns. We need a landing pad.
Rolls 5 successes and like a whole boatload of not failures, threats. So he's cleared out a section of the forest, but now the trees are like obnoxiously in the way, obstructing what used to be a natural path.
Yeah, you've created a punji pit for yourself to land in.
Perfect.
Don't worry, guys. I got this. Flamethrowers, jungle.
Don't worry, the ship is heavy enough to break it when we land on it. It'll be a perfect landing spot.
Pretty much, I'm looking to soften the trees up. I'm not looking to, level them flat to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, soften the trees up with heavy laser fire that can destroy spaceships.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, now they don't have to go so far with the scrap. Save some time, save some muscles. Looking out for the boys. I don't want them to have to walk far.
Yeah. All right, where's the starship thing? Let's see. Manual repairs. So normally you're only allowed to attempt manual repairs like basically once per encounter. But I'm gonna say due to the abundance of plentiful
scrap.
Yeah, scrap. Thank you. That you could do it more than once. Or concurrently. Because there's enough of you to do that.
So what we doing? I'm assuming we're rolling in something.
Yeah, how many hull trauma out of the hull trauma threshold is the ship at?
8 out of
Current is 16. We took 8 damage.
This is a count up system.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
It's count up, not count down.
Gotcha.
You can go past the threshold, so.
You can. That's what happened to this guy. Yeah. Alright, where's the...
that changes how I have my entire fucking sheet. Except for my encumbrance. I had that one right.
I meant to tell you that, but then I forgot.
That's okay. The one thing I fucking bought came in super handy.
I did mention it might do that.
Right. Yep. Yeah, then it's difficulty 3 mechanics.
Who's rolling that?
I'll give Brinks the same help. I'm assuming he's...
Sure.
Yeah.
And you should probably use a light side for this.
The last one, isn't it?
Yeah, but...
Can you roll that for me?
Sure.
And that'll update the green from sleuth into a yellow?
Yes. Should.
Alright,
so successes and threats.
Yes. So unfortunately the most you can actually get out of one of these rolls is only 2, because they really want you to limit your ability to do this.
Makes sense.
So yeah, you're able to repair 2 hull trauma, and I said you can roll a second time, so you should roll again. However,
Trees begin to talk.
No, but all of the choice like pieces of scrap that you would look for first are now gone because you used them.
All right, so yellow, 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 green, purple, 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 K.
Purple, purple, red.
Well,
You
could he
might as
use the
well.
light side?
You might
You
as well.
could.
We're at the end of the night.
Yeah, you should use the light side.
You may as well,
Roll it.
because this is like the last thing we're gonna do, and then I'm gonna go to bed.
Oh no, we've reached maximum dark side. We're fucked.
This is like the third session in a row we're ending at like total dark.
Efficiency.
Hey!
Very nice.
5 successes and 2 triumphs.
Yeah, we'll say that.
But also there's that threat from both this and the last one.
Yeah. So
That's a problem for future us.
Yeah.
True, but it should be noted, we did get 6 total threats in this repair process.
So the four threats I used before were just like to the way I handled that was by spending a destiny point to make it harder, because you were running low on materials.
And this only has to be a very temporary job until we can get to port and get a more abundant.
Yeah, this is
and
just hull
not
trauma. We're
salvage
just
supply.
patching holes.
Yes, so you're able to repair another 2 hull trauma. Additionally, you score 2 triumphs, and let me see here. So where's the? Yeah. All right. So with those 2 triumphs, the critical hit severity of repairing your engines would have been 4. However, as you're peeling apart the wreck of this Fang fighter, despite what you found, or rather didn't find earlier, sort of like buried at the center of this scrap metal onion, there are a few like components of the engine internals that were untouched. And using those, you were able to reduce the severity of the engine damage from 4 to 2, which will make repairing it cheaper and easier. And then as for the 2 threats,
I really like that scrap onion, by the way.
yeah, thank you. I'm a fucking wordsmith. I'm not going to worry about them because it's late. That's how we're going to handle it.
So we recovered another 2 hull trauma and reduced engine damage to just engine damage 2?
Yes, so what you should do is you should write that down as a critical injury for the ship. Its severity is 2, and it just caps your speed at 1. That's all it does.
So what's the XP?
Same 20.
80?
70, no.
700?
You got 20 XP for that?
Yep, same 20, standard 20.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
Get the normal 20.
So I should probably put